Yeah, now they can hear us probably.
Now they can hear us probably?
There you go.
Excellent. Hi.
Jeez.
It's the top 8 of Collinsville, and we're here to annoy you for all of top 8.
More than likely. This sounds
More than
pretty
likely.
good.
Poor Jeremy had to do most of this on his own yesterday, so instead it's me, Calton,
So we...
Andrew Rapp.
Hello.
So we're waiting just for the beginning stuff out of these. Now, we can just continue our discussion that we were a moment ago having.
Yes.
About
This
matchup is we have the one lonely
Arla. Out of the
Arla.
16 that came to the event, only one.
When you look at the deck list, my handwriting's really bad. So like, if you like,
and we have Galvez.
One of the only Loki players in the event.
Yeah, how many Loki's players?
I think there was 2.
There was like 2.
Two Lokis. So like we were discussing, this isn't a traditional Loki list. It's playing 0 Return of Gods. It's basically all graveyard based. So it's looking like turn 1 harvesting and mill 10 cards, and then having the Loki in hand just to clear boards right away to where it can set up to judge into another Loki and just cast Neo-Rag and win. But it also runs the Altar combo to where it can just like search its deck and just put a ton of cards in the graveyard. It's still perfect Loki. But
it's running the Sephiroths,
Yeah.
and the Sigurds and all of that, so it's it can loot discard.
It also runs 4 True Powers, which is kind of over the top.
That is a lot of true powers.
That's a lot.
But, you know, it is also running, I believe, the only 2 copies in the top 8, unless someone else was doing something sneaky of Griffin racing across darkness.
Oh yeah, and 3 Sigs.
And 3 Sigurds.
It really doesn't want to get its 6 removed, all of them, which a lot of people usually do 2. He's doing 3.
It's quite a list.
Yeah.
It's probably the most spicy list out of all of them to sneak into top 8, that's for sure.
Most definitely.
The stone base is a little bit wild. He's running a base 9 black stones.
The only thing I'm really scared of, he has 1 Gushing Sky, so that's like the scary part. Like,
he has 1 Gusting Skies. He has 1
Scorched
Bales with no red cards in his deck, by the way.
and then 4 Black Silence and 4 Dark Depths. So
Which that all checks out, makes sense.
yeah,
but
but the Gushing Sky and Scorch Bell are kind of weird. Scorch Bell makes sense because it's a black-red stone. Like, you'd rather just play a black-red stone than a basic red stone.
I think, like, when we were discussing this yesterday, it was more likely than anything else that this might just be a bait to try to make your opponent think that there's something red in your deck, which doesn't work very well when there's open deck lists.
That's true. And like with the Arla deck, I played him round 5. It's the same list that Brandon. I played round 1 on stream. Basically 4 Earthly Flash, 4 Erendite, 4 Pierre, 4 Morning Angel. It basically play a ton of 1-drops. It does not heavily rely on Magna, so it's all about turbo removing your strangers, and then to where you push enough damage to where you judge and just like win that way.
Yeah, it's leaning a little bit heavier into blue.
Yeah.
Interestingly, because
I think it's like 4 Light Vapors.
4 copies of Light Vapors, which is quite a few.
It's a lot, yeah.
Especially like, let's see, how many blue cards does he even have in the main? He's got the 4 Erendites. He's got 3 Excaliburs, which is an interesting tendency.
Yeah. So I think they did that so they could try to survive the Loki judgment in the Loki play. So they wanted just like they only need 10, so you need like more than 14.
Okay, and he boards a copy of Awakening of the Sacred.
Yeah, that's another interesting way to make your board survive. Just pump them all for 4 if they go Loki and stuff.
Yeah. So they're currently reading the deck lists just kind of like we are.
Yeah.
Fact,
Yeah.
So. Ian's deck is much more in the vein of a solid normal Arla.
Yeah.
Galvez's list is much more of a spicy
Loki control
with
with Altar combo.
Biggest thing that might be relevant here in Game 1 is the fact that Ian Bremont is playing 4 main board Morning Angels.
Yeah, 4 main board Morning Angels, which is going to be really good against this deck. And then he also mains 2 Doe Cheats.
2 Doe
So
Cheats.
yeah. So if he can do a Doe Cheat and have that for his harvesting season, like early on, he should be straightforward.
His deck is very straightforward. He's got 8 4-ofs.
Yeah, it's a 4-of. Everything's a 4-of. It's a pretty straightforward deck. Like turn 1, he's usually going to play a Cell, or he wants to play a Cell to remove a card, apply damage, and then hopefully after that he can play a Pierre or another XL or a Winglord and just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Not a Winglord, sorry,
So,
the
yeah.
Wings.
Wings of the Archangel.
Yeah, and then into a Winglord to get another Archangel.
Those are those like top high big brain moves.
That's true. So, real question is, Mr. Mike, how drunk are you this morning?
Is there ever a point where he's
No.
Your first stand?
I mean, there was no oral OTK
Your first-
yesterday,
no.
so I don't think he drank a lot.
Oh no, there was.
There was someone.
Yeah, he had to do it
Coming
on
out,
stream. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't doing it for on
This
stream,
is-
just in general. If everyone did it.
So they're starting. So it looked like Ian took the coin.
I believe that Galvez is the high seed, so
He
actually
is.
he decided to take the play,
Yeah.
possibly looking to
Get Look of
have
Corruption turn one?
access to either Look of Corruption or just turn one Harvest if your opponent has a
Makes sense.
All right.
I think. Well, obviously, I think taking the coin is the main thing of the entire meta so far. Just having that free coin, but it doesn't really help Loki do anything. And there's a Look of Corruption turn one.
Sure.
Yep. All right. Erendite, Winglord, Erendite, Crystallization, and a Pier.
Here, you'd probably grab one of the Erendites to stop, so he has perfect Loki mana. So it doesn't stop his Loki. He took Winglord.
So yeah, I think the line there is that like he's got 2 Erendites. It's kind of pointless to try to take one because you're
Yeah.
not accomplishing much of
Can we draw?
anything. You do want to take that Winged Lord because your opponent
So-
doesn't have the key
For his-
Energize the wings. So
Stranger?
take away his ability to get the wings off of that.
That's why I'm a bad player.
You top aided, because meanwhile, we have Essel exiling an Ishtar and a pass. So that's just a casual 4/4 on one. Easy. What more could you ask for?
So we might see the Harvesting
I think
season.
Harvesting
Yeah,
season
turn one.
here.
Yep, Harvesting season's pretty good.
You know for sure now that there's no don't cheat. There's nothing to, because he played the card that he drew for turn.
Yes.
Which is an interesting. There is a world where I would have maybe said
No
cast
secret.
the
No
Pier.
secret.
Yeah.
But
Because the Pier would.
pilot this stuff.
Yeah. So normally when they play the Pier, they want to have at least 2 or more strangers to where they can refuel it to stop the alter combo decks.
Yeah.
So he did cast March from hand to get Dark Alice. It looks like he hit multiple Look of Corruptions, and I couldn't see what else he hit too. It looked like Looks, another March. I didn't see any Sigs though.
Yeah, that was maybe a part of True Power or something, but yeah, it didn't look
Yeah.
like tons of.
He did get one of the Dark Alices, which is pretty good though.
Yeah.
I draw?
This card's a Bastet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's playing 2 Bastet in this deck. That also surprised me.
He's playing one
there's a
Bastet.
Rhea-
He's playing one best set and one Dance. Those are his one
He's
ofs.
playing Dance of Shadows in this deck. Wild, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
Tap
yeah,
this
it looked
for
like his
white.
harvesting
There
was
is
pretty
green.
lackluster.
Awakening. Yep.
Gets Awakening of the Winged Lord off the top.
I had wings there.
He does get that. I mean, the wings,
And
which
he
is
gets
good.
the
Let's go to the bottom.
Yeah,
Random order.
so-
Do you care?
That's good. That
Uh,
it's also going to be solid value at this point because he gets wings and he just goes. I would
Okay.
like
Wings is gonna enter.
draw a
And
card, I
remove 2
guess.
strangers. Draw a card or fire.
So he does have the will to play Earthly Flash if he does cast Loki from hand,
Yeah.
which is also good with an extra Erendite too.
And then 1 flyer soul draw.
The only problem with the Arla deck, he's not meaning spot removal cards to deal with Dark Alice. So he's
True.
just trying to get a cell big enough, like next time he does play it, just to kill it. That's his only way to get rid of Dark Alice right now.
Oh, thank you to Brian. Sorry.
Dark Alice.
Giving Jeremy money.
Yes.
Lovely.
High five to you, sir.
He was here playing Melgus yesterday.
Was? There you go.
He was.
Alright.
Good people, Brian.
Yeah.
And then I'll pass to you.
All right, so
Yep.
I look like an Essel getting in.
Getting in for 4 and then basically probably just shooting the Dark Alice for 3.
Yeah, more than likely. I know how to do this thing.
That's why you're doing it.
All right.
All right, so let me see what he got in there. He has 2 Astema, March, True Power,
There's like a couple
Athena.
Reyes in there.
Yeah, there's a Rhea and then a Basset. So no Sig, sad point for him. Like, if he would have hit the Sid, it would have been good. I know he has an Athena in hand, I think. He's scared to play it because he has the Erendite, which is going to negate it, which is kind of bad.
Yeah, there's the Erendite that'll negate it, and there's also wings that could theoretically be holding up a top deck. It's Earthly Flash.
Yep.
So, like, yeah. It's... What does he got? Just gonna run out this altar?
The altar seems fine. Like, he can't really do anything. Just put it on board, leaves you 1. I don't know, he's tapping both of his blacks, though. Like, he should just tap the white because he's not even using it. Yeah, it feels kind of bad. 'Cause, you know, all his runes are black.
I can see your
All of his runes are black, but,
Like, the white doesn't do anything. Unless he has a Basset in hand.
I think the only other thing I can think of...
Oh, he doesn't. He
is,
only
like,
has 1 Basset. It's in graveyard. Is another Dark Palace?
Is he only on 1
Doctrine?
cast?
Yeah, 1 Basset, 1 Morning, and 1 Dance. But he has 2 Dark Owls. He might have another Dark Owls in hand, which is why he left the white open.
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, Paulson.
So far, Ian has a double Light Vapor and 1 Gushing Sky.
Yeah.
Here's a Pier.
And there's the Pier, yep. So that Pier will get pretty big pretty fast.
Yeah, he can take out this altar.
The altar instantly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
It's fine. He has 3 more strangers, so he can just refuel it too. So.
No, he has the mana to Aaron.
Yeah. He has the mana to Erendite and
Yeah.
cancel because he has the wings.
Yep.
Looked like another...
Nope, he did just draw Loki's Insight off the Loki deck, which is pretty good, but does he have a blue stone? No, he does not. That's why I think taking the Energize would have been good, because you only have 4 of those, and you can still just whiff on it if you really rely on like some form of discard like Loki's Insight.
Activate. So how much you pay? 400?
Pay 400,
so sure.
Yep, so 400.
Okay, so he's going to tutor up another black.
What's he going to get here, though? I'm trying to think of black. Like a Mikage Rhea would be the grab.
Rhea
just to
could
grab
be
the
a
Sig.
grab.
Like a
There's a
Rhea.
way to discard a Sigurd from his hand. You could do the... Well, no, you just grab Rhea.
It would just be
Pick the
Rhea because you
Sigurd.
put the Sig in the grave. There's no point in grabbing Perfect Loki because he has 2 in hand.
Bremont is smart. He's just leaving up 1 blue every turn and slowly aggressing because he just knows that his opponent really can't play.
Yeah. So
He's now scared his opponent into the fact that it's like there's not much to do.
yeah,
So he's gonna get a Fallen Angel of
to
Fiery
deal with the
Vengeance.
Pier. I think the Mikage Rhea plan would have been better, in my honest opinion, because you could still
Well-
just grab Fallen Angel and put it in the graveyard.
Well, you never do. He Erendites it 100%
Oh.
every time. So he's gonna run out this Fallen Angel and pass, and then...
So he does play 3 Fallen Angels, so he has
Yeah.
more grabs.
So he's gonna probably just like bid this Fallen Angel, put another one in his hand, and then use the Fallen Angel to kill either himself or Pier, hopefully Pier.
Yeah, I would kill
I would
Pier
guess.
100% of the time. Like when I played Brunhild Kage, that was the only card I countered was the Pier because it was horrible to deal with. Yes, Lars. Technically, Ryan scooped to Derek, so Derek's in top 4.
Yeah, Derek got scooped into top 4 by Ryan, and Ken Tober got scooped into top 4 by
Andrew.
Yeah, exactly. So
Because I cannot go to Worlds because I'm having a
Different.
baby this year, so I have to be a reasonable adult.
bring your children.
I would love to, but it'd be,
Floor cover,
it'd be
yeah.
like it'd be
Yeah.
a fresh newborn.
Okay, so it looks like we've got 2 attacks coming in.
Yep. So
Then go to recover.
there was no attacks. No, there was no attacks yet.
It wasn't?
No. So it's starting Ian's turn. He rested his Pierre to gain counters.
Alright, I'm gonna expel 2 and
I'm a
just straight.
smart boy.
Alright.
I looked away for a second and saw it turn
And then
sideways.
he played
Pier.
another Wings of the Archangel to get 2 more strangers.
Okay.
Turboing out those strangers to try to whenever he gets the judge to go off.
Okay, and then Mythic
And
Trigger.
then Ian's stranger deck is kind of interesting because it plays Jabberwocky, it plays Thor,
Yeah.
and it plays a lot of inter effects. So it's a very responsive stranger deck that can just like clear the board, discard the hand. And then the thing with Ian's deck, he plays 18 1-drops, which feel really good in the meta. If your opponent has a ton of 1-drops, which 1-drops will play a lot, and if like hits for a 1, you just clear their entire board, which is pretty solid.
Looks like he judgmented.
Yep, judging, yep, seems about right. With 2 opens, with technically Erendite, so they can't judge.
And then, okay, he's got 6 removed from strangers now. I'm trying to see if he's got like a...
SSL.
So he's going very wide, which is kind of interesting.
Well, he's going to go wide to try to bait out the perfect
Loki.
before he got us.
So he doesn't have
Goddard.
enough. He doesn't have enough stones now. So he only has 3. Well, it's 4 to Goddard with
Yeah.
Arla.
He's
But he has
probably
the
trying
one-
to set it up for the next turn. He leaves up a blue to Erendite things.
Yep.
He has a big, strong board. He has a very chunky Acel.
He's very big, but I know that the Loki deck.
Okay.
The problem right
Then
now
use the
is
floating 4
that
plus these 2
he has. Oh, he floated 2 will. Never mind. He floated 2 will from his first wings, so that's why he has enough to
Response
do all
goes there.
this.
Yeah.
Top here. He's going to go up to 10 counters.
Okay.
Tap here to gain, just a chill 10 counters.
Yeah.
Go there.
Okay.
So now he has all these guys in play, which is pretty ridiculous.
Oh, he did got me?
He did.
Oh,
He floated.
had the
Yeah,
floating.
he had the floating
I
2
have,
will.
200 triggers, so I'm going to do the 4 first. You're going to reveal the top card of your deck, and then it's going to destroy residence.
Okay.
Yep. So he's trying to
Does he have the
go.
Eternal Guy?
Jabberwocky clears his board, which is pretty annoying. He does have the Eternal Guy, yes. So that's one way that the Arla deck relies to not
And
die when we gods out.
have Ishtar, which is going to trigger the rest of their backers and residence and trigger.
Yeah, because that.
And
white
then I
got second.
will swing 4. Turn itself.
Yep. So what he does here next turn,
okay.
so it's really, the Loki deck is struggling really bad, because it really should have took the coin, because it could have judged next turn with the Loki on top of it and cleared his board. That's what he should have done. But he didn't take the coin.
Sorry.
So now he's
so you're at
very
20
down
26
very
now?
large
Alright.
board.
Which, I mean,
Not your go.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. If you pass, let them get the coin. Go into game 2, you get the coin. If you win, it goes to game 3. Your opponent decides, really. They'll probably just take the coin 100% of the time.
Yeah. Like, the only
And you have
play I
how
can
many
see
cards in that
here
after draw?
is Call of Stone, and specifically a Dark Depths. He casts Perfect Loki. He banishes, he powers it and banishes it to altar to try to, like, double up on he puts it altar. It doesn't work because the altar.
Yeah, the altar would be blown out by Pierre. So he really just needed a blue stone.
cards
If
are
he
good.
would have had a blue
How
stone,
many
he could have
cards are
just
good?
judged. He could have just judged. He would
So
have
it's
been.
wonky because he'd have to do it on his turn. He'd have to main phase Perfect Loki,
Sure.
and then but
It would have put
the altar would get destroyed in response to the power of immortality.
It would have, yes.
Unless you power of immortality before.
Yep. So theme scooped. It's logical.
Yeah.
You don't hit the blue stone forever. I just thought it was weird that he didn't take the energized coin, which would have helped him
Yeah,
on
game that
situations.
Situations like this,
Like this
theoretically,
one.
but the thing is that I think he wanted to go turn 1 look and say, I have,
That's the least feel better.
not
I mean,
that
I
many
too.
blue cards in my deck, so
Yeah.
I don't need to do this. But then he just whiffed on
His blue
what
stones.
he needed, and that's how it goes.
We decide where
So,
to immediately
There was a
decide.
very
Start
roundabout
now.
way he could have done it if he had theoretically an altar
we decide where to immediately
immortality in
get
his
to
extra deck. Yep.
He power? No. Nope. It's 3 don't cheats, 3 moans, 3
No,
looks.
in his.
Oh, here he does. He has 1. Yes.
Yeah, so you could have been like play Perfect Loki, Power of Immortality, and then cast Sacrificial Altar.
Then it would have been fine. Yeah. Then you could have just.
This is all presuming he had a Sacrificial Altar in his hand, which I
I don't think he did. No. He milled like I think 2 to 3 of them off
I
the
did
top.
find that Sacrificial Altar just being blindly thrown into it on turn.
It wasn't very good.
Kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Especially because he knew there was a Pier in hand.
Yeah, he could have just should have just maybe searched that turn and passed with 2 will open with Mikage Ray and just force the Erendite out, but still gives you a body to where you can just like have it for altar plays. You can just sack it to altar to get counters.
Yeah.
So sideboard options now. The Loki deck, I think he's gonna put in 2. He's gonna put in some 2 moans, and then maybe a Loki's Insight to deal with the negation, which makes sense. And that's about all he has, really.
Really. Because we've got, let's see, what comes in here? Another Don't Cheat probably comes in.
Yeah, most definitely.
He's also got 3 Seal of Lenneths. I don't think that.
It doesn't really do anything. No, it's
I'm
too
just
slow.
looking through. I mean, this is a deck that is main boarded to deal with graveyard decks like this.
Yeah, their deck is very to deal with graveyard stuff.
Let's see, what else? He's got 3 Optical Camos, a Crystallization, 2 Song of the Fairies. That's a wild card in your sideboard. At any
Which one?
point. Song of the Fairies.
Oh yeah, so
3 mana counter spell.
Brandon, when he showed that to me, I was like, this is crazy. He's like, the reason they play it is because they have Sprout. So if they have it in hand, they have Sprout off the Judge, and they can just sack Sprout and discard a card and go Song of the Fairies and cancel.
Okay, Song of the Fairies, something like Odin's Judgment. Okay.
Yep.
1 Awakening of the Sacred Queen, 4 Light of the Sacred Spirits, and 3 Seal of Lines.
So I think he'll probably put the Docheats in. He might put in the Light of the Queen because it can pump his board if he does do a Loki.
Actually, you could put in Light of Sacred Spirit if you have extra space, because it is a card that says pay 1 trigger up here.
That's true, it does. It lets you search Repair. I think he might actually put that in too. maybe.
There's not a ton of other things that there's not a ton that you have in the low-key deck that you're going to be able to exile outside of like that Griffin.
That makes sense. Yeah, the Griffin, this Loki deck's also pretty straightforward. Just not having the blue
Hopefully I get blue this
stones.
time.
It's when you
Yeah.
next level your opponent and you go cast wings, give your Athenia plus 2/2 of flying.
Oh, jeez.
Light of Sacred Spirit your Athenia.
Oh, man, that would be a play line.
I've done some wild play lines in my time, so it looks like Galvez is going to take the play.
Yep.
They seem like they are.
Reset the life.
No.
All right, so he looked at the hand. There's a don't cheat. There's don't cheat, Magma, Wings, Winglord, Erendite. So he's going to take that. Why not?
He's going to take the wings.
He did hit the blue stone, which is good. I see why. He does have Loki's Insights in his hand. I think he has 2, which is pretty strong against that hand because there's a lot of instant speed stuff.
Yeah, so he takes the wings of
300 is what?
to prevent
Like the Winglord?
He's going to be Winglord, yep.
leave in the heart of the cards, Bremont.
The sad thing is that Winglord hits a lot in that deck, which is kind of crazy.
Excalibur.
Well, he does get Excalibur. It's not exactly.
It's gonna remove 2.
Well, it removes 2, though. That's mostly what they have it there for, just to remove 2.
It doesn't cast Magnet.
That's true.
That's the thing that I would have wanted wings so that you can
you're
go
up.
here's a wings, here's a Magnet,
And then deal with it. Yeah.
like that way you're setting up you're setting up the board and you're pressing you're starting
Can I
to
draw a
build
card?
a board state.
On your recovery step? Yep, after you go.
So draw
Loki's inside.
Inside.
People thought that card wouldn't be very good in this meta. It's still not a bad card, though.
Still not a bad card.
This was like a good example of the Darla deck. It has so many quick cast cards. It's insane.
You do have 4 options you can pick off of this one. I think you want all 3 of them.
I would say this copy's. I would get all 4 your inners, but it doesn't. I think Don't Cheat would be one of them because it stops you from harvesting. And then the second one would be Morning Angel.
Taking the Morning Angel, so this way you can harvesting without
Losing SIGs and stuff.
Go to recover?
Yeah, you can harvest and also just like fairly freely next turn.
And while
Or
leaving
actually
2
completely
Angel?
freely next turn. He's just going to run out this Magnus Angel and be like, here's a big Magnus Angel.
Yep. And then we don't know, because we know that he probably boarded in the Moans, so he has some spot removal
Yeah.
against the Magnas.
And I'll this you.
More than likely, so.
Oh, there is a top deck Moan, so he did get a Moan off that rip.
Too many
there's all
blue
his blue
stones now.
Hey, there they are. We found them.
They decided to come out.
It sounds like they're also commentating on
Hey,
commentating
Miha, how you
this.
doing today, bud?
Minha's here.
Yeah.
Harvesting?
Yep, that looks like a harvesting because you just have the free harvesting this turn. Just
Just
take advantage
Just
of
take
it.
advantage of Mill and 10. See what he got if he shows us, I guess. So he got Altar,
Part of True Power,
Griffin, Athena, Double Griffin,
Reyes, Double Griffin.
and then he also got a Mo. I know there's no one in there.
Athenia in there.
Yeah. So we got Fallen Angel, Double Griffin, Athena. So he got a decent amount of chunks, but no Sig. He's whiffed twice, not hitting the Sig.
How many 6s is he playing?
He plays 3, so you should at least see 1.
Yeah, you would think, but
Yeah. There's a Fallen Angel. The Fallen Angel is really good against that, and then there is the Moan, which is pretty solid. I would have passed. Just would have passed with that. I wouldn't have tapped out on my turn. Because Moan is instant, and you can just sack your Angel if you really needed to, but...
so oh yeah, it's just an alternate cost. It doesn't
Good recover?
affect the card.
Yeah. Like, I would have just
Alright,
left the 1 open.
It's a button for
Galia?
wins.
Even then, he could have just freed from Altar and
that's gonna
searched that
repeat
turn
that
and
for
still
sure.
just passed. He would have been fine. But I think he's keeping the Fallen Angel open just to be able to search for more angels just to kill Pierres, which makes logical sense.
Top deck Wings of the Archangel is pretty good.
It is. Oh, he did get he got Artemis and
Oh, he's actually just gonna flip and Goddard.
he's going straight for the house.
And how many cards in your graveyard now?
Yeah, I think he's got the Eternal Guy. And
He does, but next turn he'll just. I think he will probably cast.
So she will enter
No,
this
he's gonna have to judge because he has a will open for Wing Ward and Erendite. So he's gonna have to force a Loki player to judge mill 10, so mill 20 to clear the whole board, which puts a weird advantage against the Loki player because he has no mana, which is still fine. Like you clear your entire board if they judge.
yeah.
But the only card that won't die is the.
Oh, we got Ishtar there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he'll have enough to clear the whole
so
board. He just won't
enters
be
will
able to
be
kill the internal.
Ishtar
Thing
will
is,
get
though,
moved
the
back.
Loki player plays a, I think it's Love in the
and he will
moon deck,
call
so he
it
has an answer
Capstone.
for it.
Oh. extra deck. He has
Yes.
a Moon deck.
Yep, he has a
So
Phoenix.
when you get
Yep.
back will be a Morning Angel.
Wild.
Yep,
All
he does have Neo Rack too. So if he
Oh,
judges,
I like this place. So he got an Ishtar.
The targets will be
Ishtar's the Morning Angel.
Hard
which is pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this is all going to also be leaving up
And-
the blue for Erendite, so tap out to Judgment if he wants to flip Perfect Loki into this board.
Okay.
Because just a hard cast Perfect Loki won't.
And then Guardian will get a Stepson. And then
Yes,
I'll
Ian
think
did one game one.
And he's going to get in for
Uh,
take a
yes, then.
swing for 10. And it's going to be blocked by
Alright, here you go.
Alright.
Cards in?
Go.
Yeah, he's got
Yep.
quite a few.
He does have the Loki in hand, which is really good. So it forces the Loki player to judge and put Loki in play, because we know Ian doesn't have Lokis inside. Ooh.
Looks like he's not going to, and the reasoning I think is that his graveyard's now too small.
So he took out 4 cards, he put 1, so it's -3. So he'll have 17. He'll kill everything except for the 20/20. The 20 health, which is the green guy, but he'll kill everything else. Well, no,
Well, he
Apollo's at
won't kill-
18.
And he won't kill the Eternal thing either.
No, but he's still not dead. He's not. It's not death range, but it just clears everything, which kills the whole board. Which I think that's what he should have done, because
Yeah, this is slamming a lot. This is a
Yeah.
lot of board space. that's being
yeah,
clogged
like
up
if
right now.
he should have just judged. It was the safe play, because he has the one open for Erendite, and it's just like if you cast Loki from hand, they'll just counter it, and just negate the inner. He can't answer to your judge.
Yeah, this has just been another one where the top deck wings made a lot of difference in this game, because top decking wings allowed him to just slam this very turbo barley play. And there's not.
Some players also
Oh, and
need
he can also a Sprout.
He
so
does.
He has 4 mana available.
yeah, but even then he has like 2 or 1 card in hand.
Song of the Fairies.
But what song doesn't stop the Judge Loki though?
You're true.
Yeah, Judge
But
Loki is.
the Judge Loki doesn't kill.
It doesn't kill the 20/20, and it doesn't kill the 17 guy or the 10, but it kills everything else, which I think is fine.
It also doesn't kill the Eternal guy either. So he
Yeah.
would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he would have been at 20.
So he would
Would
have.
have been at 20.
Yeah.
I think it's wrong card. You mean, yeah.
He's going to. Oh, he's going to remove the one. He's going to just remove to try to kill the Morning Angel.
That's it.
I don't see a. He doesn't have an Erendite in hand. Ian does not have the Erendite. He's just baiting the Erendite now.
No, Ian has the Erendite.
He does have the Erendite. Oh,
Yeah.
he did. Yeah, that's right.
He
Yeah.
revealed it
Before,
off the turn
yeah.
one look.
So he has crystallization in Erendite.
Yep.
Yes, Derek. The play was.
Oh, you picked
Was-
it.
Probably Judgment.
That's
I think Judgment was the play, because it would clear his whole board, and then he probably would have
okay.
just chump blocked like the 20/20.
Yeah.
And then, or he could have just, he would have just have to chump block to 20, let your Loki die, and then mill more cards, judge again next turn, maybe, based on what he has, but. Because there's nothing he can do to this board, like, right now.
Yeah.
Well, this is just something I do not know what he has in his hand. He has a Moan, has a Sig,
Sigurd trapped in hand.
and he has a Bassett in hand.
Excellent.
But he doesn't have enough will to double Loki, which
we
is
will
kind of
move
weird.
to end step.
Okay.
Pass turn. Respond to your draw.
That Artemis.
Yes, then.
Maybe he's trying to get him to bait to do barrier.
This is my end step.
Oh, this is on your
On my draw. Okay, so
step.
he will go to 20.
Correct.
All right. I'll draw.
Yes.
Cover.
Kind of look at the damage. There's 10. There's 20. He can take most of his life this turn, really. So like he has to play the Loki from his hand now.
Yeah, he's counting up damage himself.
Yeah, you have to block the 20. Like if you don't block it, we just lose. But he has a crystallization, so he does that, which is pretty good. So the other play line here is he'll negate the inner, and then he'll go to block. He'll crystallization the
Earthly
perfect
Flash?
Loki, and then he'll nope, there's a crystal flash.
Earthly Flash. The perfect
That
instead.
even works better.
See, this is why you do it before he draws. Because
Yeah.
He top decked that Earthly Flash.
He pulled a play that I did in Vegas.
Yeah. Top deck the counterspell.
Loki powered in with the Moan, and it would have probably been the right play too.
Miracle Flash, good draws, good draws.
You buy an
So
That happened.
it did happen.
did
There was some interesting play lines that
Hand apart, and then it fell apart.
it did fall apart. Yeah.
His opponent top decked the Wings of the Archangel, and Jeremy's interrupting me.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going, guys?
It's
I
going.
do want to. Was it a 2-0?
It was a 2-0.
It was
Yes.
a 2-0? Okay, cool. So I do want to give our winners, the winners of our 2 drawings from yesterday for the DBV participation Ubers, as well as the blind bag from Games and Geek that's over there. So the winner of the fifth of the Ubers is Flash05. So
Good job, Flash.
05, congratulations. You've received a set of 5 DBV Ubers. We will be emailing you to talk about how to get those to you. And then the winner of the blind box is Fitty Shade. Just wanted to pass that on again.
Sounds good, man.
So you guys are doing great, and I'll see you guys soon.
Yep. So now we're just waiting for Jalen Rojas and Steven Hulsweisler to finish up their match to decide who's going to top 4.
Yep, that is correct, which is going to be a control Furcia Sigurd Rezard versus discard combo Hanzo.
Yep.
Which means that it's definitely going to get done before time.
Yeah. The Rezard deck, it's
That was sarcasm.
Yeah.
I'm very tired, and I don't know if my sarcasm is coming through today.
yeah, no, you're good. No, the Rezard deck, I'm looking at it. So it's a green, white, black. They
Yep.
cut the blue, and they're not relying on their graveyard at all. They cut all the marches and all that stuff. So it's basically built around Farika.
Yeah.
A 2-drop card that has no text that says I kill anything and
Yeah.
I win trades like crazy. So you try to get that card in play with Malkagareya and Sig, and you just go to town with that card, and it's a mid-range. It's like a mid-range aggro deck with barrier.
Yeah.
So it's pretty solid against a lot of the field.
And I believe they have the end game plan of just looping a Death Scythe a bunch.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just being like, here's 1,000,000 damage. And
Yep.
you're like,
Yep.
that's
Just
lethal.
you usually just loop that. And their Stranger deck's kind of cool. They run 2 of the Loki Strangers, 2 Healing Gimmicks, 2 Shades. What were the other ones? 2 Shades, 2 Healing Gimmicks, 2 Lokis. I actually have the deck list here.
I suppose we do.
Yeah.
And
It's right here.
Holsheiser's playing the Black Hanzo deck.
So it's 2 Healing Gimmicks, 2 Black Wizard, 2 Shade, 2 Faust, and 2 Lokis. So their play lines, like, they energize out a Death Scythe turn 1, they mill 2, pick up a guy, they'll get a Faust and a Healing Gimmick. They'll play Healing Gimmick, put the counter on it, sack it, get Faust into play. So you have a 14-14 body, like turn 2, which is pretty strong.
Yeah.
And then the funny part is Jalen and Ken Tober are on the same deck list, but Ken sides a Perfect Loki, doesn't play at main. Jalen mains a Perfect Loki in his list.
Okay.
They're exactly the same, just minus that.
Yeah.
And then their one-ups are pretty cool. Like they're maining the 1 Morning Angel, the 1 Dark Alice, the 1 Kaguya, the 1 Shiro, and 1 Griffin. I know a lot of people said, why Griffin? Griffin's not good anymore. That card's bad.
It is bad.
So the playline thought is, sure, you Athena me, knock me a stone, I follow up, play Griffin, so I'm back at 3 stones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that does work.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of intriguing cards.
Yeah,
in
and the
Steven's
Shiro.
list.
Oh, Steven's list, yeah, I've seen his
Steven's-
list is kind of
Stevens is
very tech.
Black Hanzo shenaniganry,
Yeah,
and
he's like
playing-
doing the 4
he's got
Laylas.
the 1 Sealed God of the Runes in the deck, the 5-drop Athenia.
Yep.
He's
Basically,
got-
knocking stones.
Yeah, which continues to surprise me when people are playing that. I got blown out by 1 game, admittedly.
Yeah.
His sideboard includes things like an Arthur the Dead Lord of Vengeance.
That card seems good on paper. I just don't know how good it is in like play. Like,
Right?
what is it? It doesn't really kill anything, sure, but it nags a lot of damage.
Yeah, like, I'm not even sure. Put it in play against a
Like a-
Melgus, and he
Melgus is
doesn't
pretty
get an
good.
X1, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, it also stops the 12-1 Demon Sword, but like,
Oh yeah, that does do that too.
I guess Arla, I think it
that's-
might mean something because it makes all their 4/4s become 2/2s, and they're just easier to kill.
Maybe it seems like a lot of effort for.
It's also
Something
because
else you can
Steven loves
do.
Fox, and that card was played in Fox back in the day.
That's also true. Because he's also playing 1 copy of Section 9. which I'm still unsure why.
Cyber Ninja says wants to stream this side event, Wander after top 8. We would have to talk about Jeremy, though, if he wants to do it. I'm sure he probably would.
I'm not sure, but that's not my call, so... Also might be done by the time top 8 is done.
Lars didn't hear the winner of the Ubers.
It was Flash 05.
Flash 05, and then the box was 50 Shades.
Bag went to 50 Shades, yep.
Yeah, Flash 05 won, and then 50 Shades got the blind bag.
Yeah. There's also, what was the other thing? Oh, 2 Game of Dreams in the sideboard also for Hulshizer.
I actually thought about that card. I'm like, how meta defining is that card right now if your opponent Arla Gods Arch you, and you're just like...
Stuff, and also there's plenty of ways you can shenaniganry around it by, like, shooting your own things. You have stuff usually with flying, so you're just like, remove 4 counters from my pier to shoot this stranger, and now it'll come back.
Yeah.
And I'll never be without a stranger, technically.
Makes sense. I think it's not very good. I 100% think it loses like the Kaguya because they just counter it, and then you pay 4, basically. You rest your Death Scythe to produce 2, and you pay 2. You're basically paying 4 to get countered. And then if you're playing against the Arla deck, like, they're going to God's Art at the end of your turn, so it's just like... It doesn't feel very good.
I just kind of constantly forget that that's an instant speed ability.
Yeah.
Admittedly.
Like, the only real answer to that, in my opinion, is Perfect Loki. And, like... Yeah, Perfect Loki, and then maybe... That's it, actually. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Maybe if Bruno's Judgment was quick cast, but we can dream, right?
Right.
Oh, if it's an Adam, we can do it.
That's also true.
We're not Adam.
All right. I think we push this to a break.
Yeah, we'll take a break for a little bit, guys.
We catch some breath. I'm going to go drink some water.
I gotta use the restroom.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Problems are all solved.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to press this button, and I hope that it works.
Good old team bowling here.
Yeah.
Hear me. Yes, I'm here. How are you doing?
It might.
To the top 4.
What, 3
Because-
tops? And we know that Steven's list is
pull up
basically
Derek's.
Black Cat, Hanzo, and I think it mains 1 Kaguya.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 Kaguya mains.
Because while these are kind of variations on the same theme, I don't know what that is. If he kills me, I'll tell him to kill you instead.
So yeah, Steven's deck is basically the version of Black Cat and Hanzo that the Spanish they posted, but
Yeah.
splashing a lot of 1-of for tech cards
Yep. And it's a deck that Steven has been playing consistently
since Worlds.
Since before Worlds. I think the pet name that he has for it is Salt Pile. And it's just a pile of 4-color best cards of the format stuff. He's been playing this since DBV dropped.
Okay,
Pretty much.
makes sense.
Since they were like, hey, here's perfect look. Stuff like that. It was just like, and the theme.
What? I'm on a team? Oh,
Just like, yep, this is what I'm playing, and he's been playing it ever since. So he's doing that. Derek's doing a
It's
more
more than
traditional take on Kaguya, but you just take that and you slam the Sigurd combo into
I don't know how these can work.
This is probably the best thing to be doing at any point in the meta.
Samo, the reason people scoop to people at top 8, yeah, like me myself, I scoop to Kentober because I am having a kid in November. If I do get an invite, I can't even go to Worlds, so it's kind of a waste. So just scoop to someone that can actually go.
Yeah.
And then Ryan, he's actually the world champion, so he hasn't paid trip back. So there's no point in him really playing to get another invite.
The other reason is that top 8 decided to split.
Yep, we all split evenly for 360 apiece, which is
Ryan and Vatland,
I'm like, oh, I can discard
for
off the Dark
various
House and then-
reasons, decided they just
And then he's at.
more efficient to
No,
let
that's
their
save it for a
opponents.
rainy day.
get
I
there.
play the
Get-
T-drop that
have a
blanks our
chance at
thing,
invite.
so I like just
So.
blank it and then.
Is there anything interesting in Derek's list that
Yeah.
he has a Bournemouth name?
Like,
Oh yeah,
I don't really know
will.
if that's relevant to this matchup, but it can be.
Yeah, he means
For Rissia's does
He means 2. He means 2 freezes, which is interesting. So I know the Brunhild list. I shared it
No, just like Nick.
to Derek and their guys in the chat
Yeah,
before. And
No.
it sparked
a
interest
line
because
of
like
text. It's got a
you're
card.
yellow.
It's not
If
any
you have
of
a
the other
coin,
three
you have
draw
basically all the will you need from Kaguya, which is it's better. Kaguya's better in room because you have the yellow
Getting hot and
energize.
bothered. Just go right
And
into
then
it.
you
Alright, this is
just
gonna
play
be-
all the main Sigalzer package, counter early, then combo late.
Is he
Derek's
fine?
list, he is
Like,
playing like what 2 into friendships to deal with the Faraka play shenanigans and then crystallizations and the
This isn't even
Bormans. They did cut like my list. I was playing like 2 journeys and 2 Arendites and and stuff like that. But they're
Yeah,
playing
they
a
cut
lot
down on
more.
those a lot.
They're playing more spot removal.
Yeah. Because the main plan for Derek's list is he's less trying to do Sigurd Alter, like discard your hand, win the game loops, and he's trying more to set up a Kaguya on the board to be able to haiku you
If we
infinitely.
cannot get all
Which
4
is-
darkness stuff.
Oh, he also
Less
plays
hard.
Winglords too,
First
doesn't
I
he?
have it, I was like, oh
What?
shit.
He also plays
Is he
Winglords,
doing
doesn't
alright?
He plays 4 Awakening
Okay.
the Winged Lord. Yeah, 4 Awakening the Winged Lord, and I believe
Yeah,
he's
for me
got
against Zealand in round
2
6,
Furcia,
my
2 Furcia.
stones.
Okay.
When
Because Furcia also combos
Black,
really well with that, but
green,
he also has 4
green, blue,
Kaguas.
black, green,
Makes
black,
sense.
green,
Yeah, 4 Kaguas.
Shroud,
3
hit
Chant
a
of
white stone,
Tranquility
and then
is
black, green. I was
included,
like,
and
oh
then
boy.
one the extra deck.
But I was a smart cookie thinking that I wasn't going to get
So
that
the
white
infinite
stone, so I
haiku
grabbed the Calico Cat.
shenanigans is that you
I was
stick
stone. I was like, oh, well, at least I got
then
Calico.
you
Paid
set up the
Calico.
haiku,
Yeah, the results. Cool.
you attack
Oh,
with-
this judgment.
With Kaguya, you draw 7. You presume at some point in that sequence you're going to draw Awakening the
So we
Winged
can look
Lord,
at this, yeah.
cast Awakening the Winged Lord to untap your Kaguya,
Give me
and
that
then
nice
you use
COVID.
Athenia to bottom the Awakening.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got Haiku back.
Get my hands in this
Attack,
over
draw
your
7
deck.
more cards.
If I cough on your deck,
Repeat
that'd
this
be
theoretically
Um,
infinite. There's like a tiny little
You're salty my
universe
deck, I
where
don't
you
like
live, but
Between the
it's
4 rules.
minuscule tiny. So you're drawing like 14
Done 4
cards
yeah.
before you have to like see the next one.
That's true. Oh, so Samuel, I don't know. I don't have any updates inside events. I don't know if they started.
Yeah.
They might have started already. I
right,
see some
right,
people
so-
playing. I don't know how
No,
many
no,
though.
no,
I can probably get you an estimate how
It
many.
was definitely right now.
There's a lot of people
Friendship.
milling
That
around
could be
doing
Ryan.
stuff, but I haven't seen
It was
anyone
definitely a Ryan card, and he was
doing that yet.
absolutely right about it.
Side event started. People are wondering.
Don't tell him I said that, though.
I mean, with Faricia is pretty
At 11.
good.
Please
11.
don't tell him I
Do
said
you know how
that.
many people entered so far?
Warmer, spicy.
Oh, no, you know what my Burma spice. I have to sign
so
it
we
out
don't
now.
know yet.
Apparently
They
Ryan
started at
didn't know
11.
the sign-ups
So
were open, so
No,
yeah. Who knows? It's up in the air right now.
Yeah.
Let me
If you,
grab
I was
the
like
cards.
joking. Like if you know about it, it's like not as spicy.
Because I can
Yeah.
do that
But now that you know about it, you gotta play around with it.
sometimes. I'm
So
not
definitely
very
always
good
have
at
it in
it.
hand.
We've got 4 mana.
Eventually I'm going to be finding
That's
this one.
suspicious.
Oh no, I can't look
Which
at
is
look
Faricia.
at corruption it. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh no. Oh yeah, it's 5 minutes. Awaken
It's
look
very
at
nuts.
Ah,
It is
got him.
extremely nuts.
You're over Divinity, correct?
Nope, even.
It is
Yep.
an extremely nuts card.
Yeah, you got 10. Okay, I guess it was Ryan that was over Divinity.
Yeah, I'm also curious
It's
to
not
see
the
what
exact same
longer
list.
things are going to
I
happen.
don't know, at one point I thought he was talking to someone like, and it just like had over
Frissy
Divinity.
is silly. It allows you to turn on Sigurd's
might
when
be
you're
a
lost in
different-
your hand.
different-
It allows you to
Kusanagi, Makoto, and
like
Section.
just
That was Stuart.
Bro.
Like,
out
okay,
of nowhere on turn
we
like
big
3
brain
if they have
thought
no
like
interaction
we see
or
some of the exact
blockers.
same like
Yeah.
techie list.
Card is-
Yeah.
We go alter like
Yep.
no.
The
Kind
Green
of
Hill deck
silly.
can struggle
Yeah, that's
if
It
that
one
card
perfect
sticks,
Loki.
but
Yeah,
with
like
Derek,
one perfect Loki, one
it's not as
Kage.
bad because
Yeah,
he
okay, yeah,
has
I
an
understand.
He has
friendship.
he has
Like,
End
I'll
of
make it
Friendship.
one
He
perfect
has
Loki.
he has a lot
Yeah,
of
you
ways
are.
to try to deal with that card. on
Funny
the
thing
board.
is, though, so if you end a friendship and they just flash him a Kage-Raya, I just feel bad, right? Like
No,
they
he
just
knows
bounce
my
him a
hand.
Kage-Raya back to their hand and banish something else.
Yeah, but they have to banish 2 things off of End of Friendship. So
Yeah.
that's sort of the value.
What is
'Cause
one
hopefully,
for you?
you know, in hope, maybe you're bouncing your own.
They kill those cats somehow.
True.
Yeah, you do.
How many Trow is he running? He's running 2 Trow. That's a
Yeah,
card.
I'm
that
glad you're
Derek
running
is
crystallization.
playing.
Yeah,
That card is house.
I
mean, I
played it.
I love Trow. I love Trow when I was
It's a
playing
good
it,
card.
but
Like, it was
it's
like,
really
no,
hard to
no,
find
no, no,
places
no, no,
where I
bad
think
card.
that
I
it's,
feel like
like
the
safe
3
to play.
mana, it's not really slow. In the current meta, I feel like it's too slow.
It makes sense in specifically Derek's deck, and that's because he's
Oh, you're gonna go
playing a
second?
God Kid deck. He's trying to leave 3 mana
Loser?
open.
Yeah, but you're
be-
constantly
I don't
tapping
want
around
you to
though
go
to
second. That's why.
counter things
Yeah.
most of the time.
But the idea there is that you leave up your mana to counter things, and you basically dare your opponent to say, do something. If your opponent calls your bluff and says, I'm not going to do anything, so you've just wasted a turn not doing anything, and you just go, cool, I'm going to
I'm not gonna
develop
fight.
my hand and ramp stuff. Okay, so Derek gets to go second.
So he took the coin. Yep.
It's relevant because you want to have that copy
The white
set up
will.
every time, and he has only, I think, 2 whiffs. Yeah, because he's playing 2...
Yeah.
No, he has no whiffs. No, he's playing 2 deep woods. So with the coin, he always has copy set up. So
The stone base is pretty straightforward. 4 black, 4 gushing, and then
Not
2
like
deep blue.
this.
4
So you have all the
black
green
sounds,
speed.
4 gustings, and 2 deep woods. Yeah.
The big problem is though is you just
okay,
constantly
that's
get
good.
black stones and no white after they energize. That's the only problem. It's annoying.
Right. Or he just hits
go
the white.
ahead
He's
and
going to
cast
do
Sandstorm.
shenanigans. He's going to chance. He's going to explore. He's going to sandstorm.
So people play.
Well,
They decided
if you
to.
wanted, like,
We
a
talked
fun
about
second
playing the
copy, then
sandstorm
right.
to go against the green
Okay, cast
Percivals because the green Percival
Yeah.
just gets in there and does so much damage turn 1 if you play against decks that play it.
Yeah.
And we did not see very many decks play Percival. The Arla decks, a lot of them didn't play that card.
Yeah.
So he did hit a cat. I didn't see the other ones. What were the other ones? You see, Cal?
I saw it in like another cat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Cat obviously was the best.
Yeah,
He
just,
does
you know,
have
spooky a
Kage.
little
double
bit.
Kage in his hand.
That's pretty good.
So he looks like he's pretty reasonably set up at least to begin this.
Sure.
And then for Steven, I think the only card he's really going to look to counter is Power and Mortality. That's the card he's going to mostly savings throw, or Brunhild's Wrath if it gets really bad.
So yeah,
I mean, not
Derek
Brunhild's
lets the
Wrath.
Rhea resolve because there's no reason to like. This is a bit of a bait play because like yes, Steven's going to be able to snatch up the to bin a Sigurd off of it, I presume. He's looking through his deck a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a Sigurd he's going to grab, which is 100%. That might be the right choice.
Yeah.
Because we know that Derek, he's playing how many Morning Angel or Calico? He has Calico Cat, which is kind of
He has 4
awkward.
Calico Cats.
So he knows he's going to play a Calico Cat next turn. So he's going to grab the Angel. Angel feels good because it kills the Calico.
Yeah.
So you grab Sigurd, they just play Calico Cat, and you kind of
Yeah.
Because like Derek, I mean, Steven can just whiff not getting a green
You got
stone
it.
because he plays 4 basic black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cobblestone.
Callstone.
Yep,
Yeah,
there's
he
another
does
Totally
basic
not
black.
like
basic
this.
black, yeah.
We will
How many
live.
Laylas
We
Steven
will
playing?
persevere.
He's playing
He plays 4 of them.
You got it.
4.
Yeah.
So he does have ways
Clap
that,
in for 4 with
Great
Drain.
last thing, man.
Oh, baby.
that Rhea can
so
get in
good.
there a lot and do a lot of damage too.
Oh, yes, it can.
Pass.
You got it.
These very important life totals that matter for this matchup.
Well,
All right.
play back in your
So
range.
Derek's just gonna
Kill the Rhea.
Rhea.
I mean, it stops tokens from altar, I guess. So like if he does do other play lines, that's kind of weird. Killing into Makage Rhea. So
But I also think that like Crystallize doesn't have very much value in this matchup at all.
Not really, but it does like if they go Sig enter, respond to enter, kill your Sig. Like they can't sack into altar to get more counters.
Yeah,
I guess.
exactly.
Or respond to an Athena enter, kill Athena. That seems like a better play line.
I'm making the presumption that the pet attack didn't go through because of that. Derek calls a stone. He says, "Hey, I've got a stone."
So it didn't go through. They didn't update their life. So currently right now Steven's at 5,500. 5,400. Sorry.
What?
Yeah, the life didn't change. He gained 1,000 crystallization and 4 from the drain. So Steven's
No,
at.
but the damage didn't go through, I presume.
I think it did because.
Why would you crystallize after?
So Derek drew.
he
into
drew.
crystallization. Yeah, so he's at 5,400.
No, that's the worst.
So that explains more.
5,400.
We'll pick it.
At least one of us is paying attention. Steven plays a Calico Cat. Excellent. He's got 2 black now. And a handful of green cards per my looking at it, so like looks that way.
He does have a moment in hand though, so that it does give him some kill spell stuff.
Yeah.
That is fine.
He has a moan, but it was like this is not a match where like spot removal is super relevant outside of that copy. That's about time.
Now, I know Steven does play a freed, so he could just pay the 1 black and search for a card,
He could, yeah.
which would be that's probably what he's gonna do. I think he should really just maybe do that.
Derek's looks like he's considering his. So this is Steven's turn.
Yeah, but
So it's
Steven's
back and forth and back and forth.
So this
The player's drawing.
End of your turn. So attempt to resolve a trial activation.
He's gonna pay 3 to trap.
Yeah, sure.
seems good to ramp a stone, basically try to get the other white stone you need.
Lets him get a head on stones, basic for all intents and purposes. And gets to tutor up the Rhea, which allows him to start doing altar shenanigans as soon as he wants to, basically. Because his opponent's on double black, there's not that much that
He can do really.
Draw for turn.
So, draw.
Recover.
Yep.
So,
All stone.
And there's the other black silence. I think right here he would want to hit another gushing sky. Just having 2 white will would be really good. So right here, Steven probably will cast Moan, I think maybe. He doesn't have 3 cards, so that's a problem.
Oh, yeah.
He would have to kill the cat. The cat would go to grave, trigger, and does all that stuff. He could kill the Athena here, which would be pretty good, I think, just to get rid of it being on board. Because Steven's deck's more graveyard based.
I mean, theoretically, yes, but I feel like the Calico Cat in a matchup where you're playing against a graveyard deck is pretty important to leave out there.
Yeah.
But
Does Derek have a Dark Alice in hand is a question. That's why he left the white will open.
that's a possibility. Like, you could be basically daring his opponent to say, I've got this open to be able to cast a Dark Alice. Bite me.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think, the Sigurd altar lines are so confusing.
I like Athenia.
And I never know how to play them. So
the
he
Sigurd altar
untaps with this Athenia, and he goes Rhea, pitch a Sigurd, get a Sigurd, cast a Sigurd.
Maintain
Words,
priority,
words,
yep,
words. Yeah, maintain priority to be able to cast the Sigurd, and then
He could sack all
doing
3,
some
do
sack.
Sigurd altars.
Yeah. And then he's holding up this 1 white up through all of that to be able to do stuff. So he can Rhea.
sure.
So he left white open for crystallization in his hand. So he has another one.
Okay. So he's Raying. I want to pull up Moan of the Dead.
So he grabbed this Sigurd.
Because Moan of the Dead is a card that exists.
Yep.
I never
And you
remember what it
can't,
does.
so you can't bounce Makagure back with it. Because it's not
Right.
an additional
For a
cost.
target resonator, if its total cost is less than the number of cards in your graveyard. So he needs at least 4.
So
to be able to do it.
Ray would go to grave. Yep, okay. I was going to say, if he puts it back to hand, it's a problem. Because I want to go
But
back.
he banishes it to the cost?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, you target the resonator, and then.
I
it
don't
decides
think you
to
both have
destroy
non-filling
it.
one.
So he's going to destroy the Athena.
So if Athenia is on the stack, so Athenia enters. I choose.
In response to enter, I killed it.
Yep, respond enter before stone's on tap and kill it. So you still untap, but the resonator's gone.
Yeah.
Right. So the question is,
Sounds like
does it choose on resolution?
They're discussing
or-
what's happening.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So enter.
Sounds like they're
beats
just
you both, and then
clarifying what goes on
dies,
in
and
that
then- okay,
situation.
so,
Flip on.
yeah.
Okay, still, then he taps his stuff.
So now the problem is I think Derek has a second Athena in hand, which I think is I think he does. Oh, that's what it looked like, but I might be wrong.
He just has a stacked hand in general as part of it.
Yeah, he doesn't have a second. This was another Calico Cat. It wasn't an Athena.
Okay. But he's gotten his opponent to tap out, so he can just slam this Ray out.
I don't think he should, because he can't get another Athena out of his deck to untap more stones and try to build his board with the altar. I think he might, because like Steven has like 3 cards in hand. More likely, he should just pass with his will, have Kage Will open, and then other play lines.
So Ray gets Sigurd, but I think a possibility here is that instead of trying to develop a big board loop, he can go cast Sigurd, alter, get alter, and then leave up the ability to go banish to my altar, go get a Dark Alice in response to anything that Steven tries to do to interact with his graveyard.
Makes sense.
The only possibility why I wouldn't maybe do that is to leave Kage alive, maybe,
Yeah.
but
I don't think he's really heavily focused on Kage right now. He's more heavily focused trying to keep his graveyard alive
focused
so
on-
he can try to combo out and do stuff.
Right.
Might go back in. I'll present if I do not.
okay.
So you got the Sigurd in play. He's taking one more. It's probably for the Calico Cat, so he gets 2 tokens. So yes, he does have the Calico. He can grab Athena.
Yeah, he can.
So sack the token, sack Sigurd, get Athena, recover 3. Who'd have thought? A 1-drop that says get 2 cards by itself is good.
Pretty decent. Shocking, that.
Yeah.
So this is the point where you start having to think about what is going on. What
Yeah.
you do.
So here, if Derek sacks all those 3, he'll respond before Athena comes into play. He'll just put Sig on the bottom, which kind of slows down his whole momentum play.
Yeah. I did see that he's got like at least another Sig in hand, so if he can at some point
Get a Dark Alice.
get that card into the yard, yeah.
Shoot second
I
one.
think he would just sack the cat, get a token,
Got tokens.
and then maybe.
Sack token. Yep. Real question.
How far
Okay,
do
so
we go
what
here?
he can do here is he can not sacrifice the Sigurd.
If you sacrifice Sigurd, he's just gonna exile in response. Like, he won't even exile in response. He'll just like let it go to grave, and if you pop your altar, then he'll respond.
Yeah, sack token.
Which I think is fine. Like,
Token.
because he has another card in hand, so once he removes it, he'll just go ahead and grab
respond with
anything
Sigurd.
that.
Or put on bottom.
Yeah, you can try to remove them. Remove it. No, can't be removed.
Grab the
in game.
Athena.
No allowed.
Yeah, Athena feels fine. Recover some stones. So you have Kage Will.
Enter.
Yeah, you have interaction now.
You have those Sigurd in hand, you're fine. You only
Yeah.
stacked 1 altar, which is good. You still have 3 in your deck.
Yep.
Put out. And then enter.
Taps in 3, and it looks like he's got a play he wants to make in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, he has a Sephiroth. That's not bad. That means uncounterable Kage, which I don't think this deck's gonna have to worry about too much.
True, but it's also mana.
Yeah, it's also
It gives you mana.
yeah. Plus it draws your card, so yeah, why not play it? Oh, we got the Dark Alice off the top,
He's got a Dark Alice too.
so he also has a Sig in hand, which is good. So he does have 6 still.
Looks like he's going to
Yep, just keep going.
do the shenanigans.
You just keep doing and going from there.
Yep.
Discard the Sig. Yep. Oh, discard the second Sig. Why not? I mean, there's no use for it being in your hand, really.
Well, they're discarded.
You did discard it, yeah.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, unless you have
Sure.
Faraka, like you play it,
Got
like
it.
it's a
Right.
discard card, but now he just reanimates Sig, get Alter
Part of
again.
the cards on your side.
And we get to start doing silly loops. Yeah. So he gets Alter.
Oh man.
Yeah, you would grab Alter.
Should she stack this
I
deck?
mean, he was holding a Sephiroth.
No
there.
such thing, sir.
Sephiroth's not bad. It stops like because Steven only has 2 cards. He can't really answer your board right now, and you have 2 8/8s and a full 4, applying a lot of pressure.
Yeah. But that's a breakable board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another
but
tree.
he's gonna get to draw a card.
Draw a card, nuking a card, gives you a black will, so you black or green, so you have a put cards, or you can remove his graveyard, which is pretty strong.
Yeah.
And if he tries to do any true power shenanigans on his side, like some way, I guess there's nothing to really clear this board right now, and I think Derek's in a fine position.
Exactly. Yeah.
Draw.
Draws like maybe another Dark House.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead, exile your guys.
I probably would have just waited for that. So
Actually,
like
so
just
you know,
Proactively use her to the
Responsible.
graveyard, so he can't.
Yeah.
I guess.
So I'm at
And
52.
Yeah.
I guess he's gonna pass. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I think passing just with that open would have been fine too.
Yeah.
go.
It,
Yeah, you're good to go.
I guess he could, but I don't think there's like a ton of other things you're
Options.
ever going to do besides that. So you might as well do it before he like.
Doesn't do anything. He has a green will where he can put more cards back into his deck, like his 2 altars and Sephiroths, so he can keep going the following turn.
Yeah.
True, but the question I suppose then is that
Manifest
relevant?
that talk.
Not really, but I mean
Yeah.
it's something.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Steven gets a
I mean,
Rhea.
you got double Sigurd off of Dark.
Yeah, like,
Or you had one in hand. It's
I
either
had
or.
one in hand, and then I was just like, oh, I guess I'll just tell everyone now, sure.
He'd been to Sig.
It is a Sig.
Yeah.
I can't
Well
make
done.
nice cards anymore.
he been to Sig. Now he's gonna get altar. He can sack to get his Athena. He has 0 cards of grave, so now he doesn't really have enough to get his perfect Loki.
No.
When he removed the graveyard.
So he can get Athena and he has 1 card in hand.
Yep.
I think that's also part of it is that he is.
Steven also does have true power too, so
Sack Altar.
he can do some interesting play lines.
Cat token.
Get up to a 4-drop, probably just Athena. He has a Pharisia in a hand, I like that.
Power the Sigurd.
Sure.
Card of Sigurd just to grab a
Howard
Sephiroth off it.
Sigurd. Well, you can
Sack
grab a
Altar.
Sephiroth, or also you can grab another
Sure, comes
altar
back.
and have the ability to set up
In
a
response to.
Dark House. That's the name of the card. I think it protects your graveyard from
Yeah.
the Athena that your opponent has. Yeah, so sack altar. Okay. There's very much a game
sack
happening.
token?
That is for sure. There's
Sack Altar.
gonna go and get Athenia.
Sure.
Effect.
Tap 3.
Yep.
Okay.
Sack Altar.
Question now is what is the next move? Banish the Sigurd, cast Sigurd. Cool.
Now he grabs a Sephiroth, right?
Ah,
Yeah, now he grabs a Sephiroth. Only put 2, yeah.
You want to cut? Draw discard.
draw discard. Alright. Looks like he discards crystallization.
You drew another one off the top, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So you don't have to search and
Discards
sack.
End of friendship.
Sack Altar.
I'm sort of curious why Derek went so all in on that.
It's true. I think he was trying to go all in, trying to get a board, and just have answers to Steven. But he should have
would
left.
had this opportunity to hold Kaguya up for the what I kind of think was a top deck of the Kage Rail.
Yeah. This is where I kind of think he should have left the Sephiroth open, because like it forces Steven to not sack 3 to get Athena, because you exile his grave, so you kind of stop that whole play line.
Right.
So he can't keep going like he's doing now. And if you grab perfect Loki, you just remove his graveyard too. It's like the same thing. Derek was just too proactive. He should have been reactive that turn.
Possibly, yeah. I'm just a fiend for leaving my Kaguya's open now.
Probably do it smartly.
Alter.
Yep. So the question is, how many cards does he have engraved now? So I think he's trying to get enough cards engraved now to pass to like make his board with a perfect low-key. So there looks like there's 6 cards. 6 cards. So he's almost there. He only needs 2 more, which he can easily do that this following turn with just a Sig and then like his Raya go to grave, and he has enough of perfect low-key to clear the board.
All right. Yeah. I think part of my question is if that Raya was top decked. Why interaction wasn't left up for it? Because it feels like that Raya was top decked, right? Steven's only card in hand before that was a first, if memory serves.
Yep, he topped the Raya.
So yeah. I don't know. Maybe I would have.
Yeah.
I don't feel like overanalyzing what they're thinking at the moment, but admittedly, I'm like, I'm not sure why we don't leave up counter mana for that situation instead of just playing a Sigurd.
Select altar.
True. Yeah, probably just leaving the 3 open, not playing the Sigurd would have been fine.
Select altar.
Had Will open for Athena and a counterspell.
So now we just need to see what Steven can do on this side.
Well, Steven now has enough to get all. He's just Loki. He'll pass and your turn before ready and draw Loki aboard, clear it, pass back. He'll continue his lead, and then there's nothing much else you can do there.
Yeah. Looks like Drew and other things as well.
He did draw plus 3 cards.
Yeah.
So you got a 4 hand size now.
Everything, but I can't have everything.
Don't we all just love altar decks? They're so fun, right? 3 Athenas and Sig multiple times.
How many times can they loop this is the question. And
Yep.
I
I know in my game, when I was playing the tournament, I think I looped Athena, the Loki play line, which she's doing here.
Yeah, it looks like a 9 perfect Loki.
Yep. And then
I think is
And then he'll X out 1.
Okay.
I know in Derek's list he plays 2. Because he has the will to counter it, to play it. But now, so Derek's in a position Derek should have left the 3 will open last turn for the Kaguya to stop the top deck and the black will to stop any shenanigans he does in the grave.
Maybe. Yeah.
Even if he didn't do that, he could have just left the tree open to stop the Sig when it went to grave for the first time. He still would have been fine, I think.
Yeah.
He still would have been in the game. Because I really don't think Derek can recover from this. Because it goes back to Steven. Steven will just loop his Loki back into his deck, build his board back up and pass, and just neg his board again.
Yeah.
Because I know Derek and them, they're not playing Erendite's main board. They're not even playing Erendite's, correct? Yes, and make sure a computer buff.
That sounds about right.
I like the stones where the stones are untapped. Yes, thank you, Mike Grants.
That looks like all of his graveyard's been ripped as well. So
Yeah, there's not much Derek can do here. He really, in my Yasmin, he should just scoop and go to game next game.
Before draw.
Unless there's something I don't know he has in
what
his
he's
hand.
doing, what his plan is.
It's probably a dark. He has crystallization, so he's going to kill something.
Lord?
No, discard.
Dark. Oh, okay. He has Dark Alice. That's not bad.
I'm guessing this is on beginning
Steven's turn.
Steven's beginning of step.
Yep. He does have the Kaguya in hand too, so I mean he can cancel some of the loot cards, which is bad.
Yeah, that's a thing. The only question is, does he have a way to?
3 cards?
Let's see.
And then 4 will have to draw.
Ceiling
So he can,
Scroll.
yeah, Sailing Scroll stops chance, so there's not really a
But it
chance
only
for him.
stops chant once.
He's trying to get another chant probably.
Yeah, so if he has Kaguya and a chant,
we'll go to game
he can go Kaguya, chant, and then
He didn't draw the chant. That's probably what he was trying to do. He did draw a
Just digging
Wingward.
for a chant of tranquility, and if he had that, he might have been able sometimes. Click all these buttons and figure out which one is the one that I'm trying to do.
We'll look at lists.
Oh, you can.
You
I
agree
forget
with
what
me
you
that
have.
sleeping is overrated, Andrew?
Oh, most definitely.
Excellent. That's
I,
why we're both yawning at all of our lovely listeners.
Sorry, like even in our hotel room we're in, it's for some reason it's very humid in our hotel room and it's pretty miserable.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very helpful at all.
So side options now. So Steven, in this one, I think he would side another Morning Angel. He might Side in another Dark Alice, maybe another Perfect Loki. Fergus Journey, I felt like I played that card all day yesterday too as a main, and I felt it was really good when your opponent tapped out in certain play lines. So you might put those in maybe, I'm not 100% sure though.
So Derek has 2 don't cheats that can probably come in?
Probably. I think he'll put him in just if he draws it. It stops True Power on their play lines.
It also stops Power of Immortality too.
Oh no, I'm not True Power. I'm sorry. Yeah, Power. That's the card I'm thinking of. That's the one card I think you really only want to counter is True Power.
He has 2 Morning Angels that he can bring in.
Yeah, that was another card a lot of people weren't meaning. Some like the other deck mains 4, and a lot of other decks were like maybe signing 1 or 2. Like I cited 1 because I had Alter. I would just grab it, but
yeah,
and that card is very underrated. That card is actually very good right now.
He has another Athenian, Perfect Loki. He has another Sephiroth he can bring in.
He plays 3 main.
Sephiroth? No, he has 2 main.
Oh yeah, he could probably bring the 3rd one in. I think that's the right choice because you're trying to rip most of the cards out of their hand.
I think he could bring in the End of Friendship depending on how afraid he is of Furcia.
Yeah, we know he's going to take out the Trow. He's taking out Trows because they don't do anything. He's probably going to take out a Chant. He's taking out a Frisia. Frisia doesn't really do much in this deck, in this mirror matchup, because like they rather have cards in the graveyard and you're just pitching your cards. It's the same thing.
True, but Furcia represents a nice, clean, fast lethal, so that's another possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing I think that you cut this matchup, though, is the spot crystallization.
It doesn't really do anything.
Is stone cold nothing in this matchup. So
well, it gives weird trades. So like if they sack like a Sig, they get Sig and in response you kill it, or they play Athena, you kill it. Like it forces them to like not have enough counters on their altar to grab Athena from the deck, which I think is fine having like spot removal in the main just to answer that stuff.
Yeah, but I don't think that spot removal is good in this matchup. You'd rather have all of your better tech cards. So I think most of the like spot removal is probably going to be removed. The other spot removal he has, I thought he was playing more removal.
No, it looks he did cut. From when I saw Derek cut out a Chant of Tranquility, he cut out End of Friendships. I couldn't see what the other cards were though.
Yeah.
The question is, would you really want to go down to 3 altars instead of 4?
Doubt it.
So now it comes down to this: will Steven take the coin or?
Maybe first or second.
No, Derek gets to choose, so he'll take the point.
He'll still take it. Okay.
We'll go first.
Go
Derek's
first.
gonna go first.
Box.
Interesting.
You're going first. Yeah, you
There I messed up too. And I kept going and I was like, wait, you're supposed to
It
stop
very
here.
much felt like that one
the
Kage
whole
Ray
like,
that got
ending with no
resolved was
altar
just
kind of
Yeah.
thing, tapped
into
out.
the game,
Very,
so-
Yeah, just being able to grab the Sig.
Yeah, just not being played around that off the top of the library. Okay.
So in his opening hand, he has like he got a Donchi, Wing Lord, Athena, and a Calico Cat, and a Kaguya. So he got all those cards in his opening hand, which is pretty solid. I didn't see what was in Steven's hand though. Cat seems fine against the altar in Steven's deck.
Yeah. Turn 1 cat seems pretty simply solid.
Steven has a Rhea, March, Calico Cat, Veluca Corruption,
Don't play no games with me, sir.
and the Dark Alice. He has a Dark
Sir,
Alice
don't
in
play
hand,
no games.
which is kind of awkward.
I don't want you to play no games.
Derek's singing.
He is very much singing.
Positive thing, I think.
What's this?
It's
One
cat
cat
fight.
deserves another cat.
Cat fight.
Cats
Kitty cats.
deserve friends.
He's a kitty cat.
Remember, it's made new to your animals.
Oh, and he has the Gusting Skies.
a
Now we
PSA.
also have the Kaguya online.
Yeah. The question is like, oh, I'm gonna don't cheat your cut. Don't cheat the Explorer.
I don't cheated a lot of Explorers lately.
I feel like if you're going in game 2, you would want to don't cheat the Explorer.
This is a PSA.
Finds the Kaguya can represent
What?
the Kaguya.
Kaguya's.
and
That's
now-
Kaguya's. Look at the bad cards.
Now you have mana and stereo cannon, maybe.
Passive.
And just pass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would do. I like
I
passive.
don't want to trade cats. My cat's better than yours.
Play more of a
In
reactive
my
game.
eyes.
You're a control deck. You should never tap out. Unless you play
Yeah.
Athena, 'cause you untap your stones.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get air indicted.
Oh, who plays Erendite though? Like, I play Erendite.
Yeah, exactly.
I played 2, and I never got to use it all
Tears.
week,
I'll play
all
New
yesterday.
Frontiers.
Yeah.
I like the look. Looks cool.
Kind of
Here,
mean.
so it comes down to it. Like,
We'll play that Kagi now.
I would cancel it if you have 2 Kages in hand, 100%.
Well, the thing is that, like, he has 2 mana after
Yeah.
this, and I guess the question is, what are you afraid of him doing
1 mana cancel the Kagi.
with that 2 mana anyway?
I mean, he could play a Leia,
And it's
Yeah,
not
Layla.
much. It's just a Layla. So,
which is fine.
and so I think that was what Derek went through. Is he went through his mind and was like, this is going to take a Kage from my hand
Oh,
anyway. Is it worth protecting
I like
the
creating.
information of what's in my hand? He casts Athenia.
yes, fine.
That is definitely got to resolve.
Yeah, he slammed that.
Yeah. We all just love 0 cost 88s.
What do you even play this card?
Isn't it
Bad.
pretty decent? Pretty good.
Are you gonna swing at me?
I mean, I was thinking about it, but now I'm not so sure.
Then it's a good card.
Oh shit, he's right.
Yeah. Poor Derek. He was about to attack and then realized that there's a Layla on the board. Now what?
I'd be that Layla. It's like, I play Sandstorm. Oh, you have a Leia. This isn't very good.
I remember Sandstorming
back.
and then Aaron
Yo,
Dighting
dog, why you gotta be
Laylas.
like that?
Oh, jeez, really?
That was a thing that I did a few times in the
Let's leave
Koski
it that
decks.
way.
Just either that or I was just gonna be like, or I just RFG'd it from the game. One or the other.
You should take my sig.
Okay.
This is good.
Got the look.
This card's broken. You don't want to cast it against you.
You know, it is pretty broken.
Derek is
I didn't lie, you don't want me to
advocating
get
that
that.
You should take
Steven
Sig.
should take the Sigurd out of his
Yeah.
hand. Understandable,
That he does have a cat.
right?
I think Steven would want to grab the Kage 100%
I'll
of the
give you
time.
the
Yeah.
effect.
Timing mix. Don't cheat, alter, sig, and wing it.
Cast the chant. I'll hard cast this don't cheat so hard.
I know, right?
Oh man.
Can't cancel my mastering though.
All
Fuck,
right.
he's right.
So, wait, you took the other Kage.
Yeah, take the Kage. That seems like the right choice.
Seems reasonable.
You got
There's don't
one card in
cheats.
That is a Dark Elf. Oh man, he does not have a counter for that.
Don't cheat your Dark Elves.
Don't choose the Dark Elf. He does have a Wing Lord play the next turn, and he might be able to rip something on the top, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. He's able to cast the Winged Lord and see if he gets anything off the top. Like Winged Lord, drop a ray off the top does seem
Pretty good.
pretty not bad.
Yeah.
Or Dark
just,
Alice.
Or Dark Alice. Or just grab a
Actually,
Sig.
Dark Alice would be even better because then he gets to bid his Sig with the Dark Alice to be able to protect him.
Yeah.
Little trigger.
Okay.
He does have the will to play his
Sigurd.
Sigurd now.
Did you want to cut?
Oh, yeah.
Mark. Trigger.
Oh, he has the March for the Sig too.
March the Dead.
Can't do anything about that unless you want to don't eat the March, which I think is fine because it forces him to tap all his stuff out. Then it forces him to.
I
He
do.
gets Athena, recovers 3.
all
Has,
good stuff,
what?
right?
1 card in hand.
Silly loop shenanigans still get to occur, more than likely.
Yeah.
Is there just a way, an efficient
Do I want to counter this? Like,
Heck.
no.
see what his next line is. The thing is that the don't cheat's known information, so trying to power Sigurd here is a little bit of a
Can't get back along
silly
with
thing to attempt.
Most definitely.
You're gonna bottom whatever card it was in Derek's graveyard. I don't
Oh,
know.
it was Kage.
Ah.
He bought him the Cog. He's gonna sack. Yep.
Sack.
That's how you do
2
sack
tokens.
thing.
2 tokens.
Sack.
2 tokens. Yep.
Sack altars on.
Seems pretty good.
It seems reasonably solid.
I mean, then here you sack. He's such a good percentage, Stevenson, right now. You can't even hit his grave. He's worried that he might have a crystallization in hand, which I didn't think. Derek, well, not stupid. Derek, he already saw his hand. It's stupid. He doesn't do it. He should just go ahead and grab. Just keep going. Like, there's no responses he can really do.
Yeah.
Because you have Dark Elves, like, just go grab Athena.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. You know what's in his hand.
Second altar?
Just grab Athena, recover 3, and just keep going.
There's the Athena, recover 3. Now we get to just see what exactly it is that Steven does to try to build a board here.
So yeah, the play line here Steven's going to do is get Sig again, get an altar.
Yep, Sig into altar, Spanish Sig to altar.
He's trying to get big enough to maybe clear his board and just pass again and just go
to
from
try
there.
to perfect Loki lock it.
Yep. That's the plan. That's the play line he's doing right now. Trying to get graveyard big enough for perfect Loki and then just go from there.
Right.
Because the Derek really can't interact with it right now at all. Can't do anything technically.
Zach? You cast?
Energize the Sigurd.
So the funny thing is,
now
like, once he
he's
sacks to once he sacks to altar, you have a response. You have like a little response window before the counter hits. You can kind of like respond. Yeah. So you could respond to the counter by like bouncing Chant, and then he'll Sealing Scroll it to put the Sig back on the bottom. But because it's
Derek
there's a
went
process.
for a Chant of Tranquility there and got the Sealing Scroll.
You want to cut the sword draw?
Yep.
Yeah. I think the idea was he could have like interrupted the loop a little bit by countering that Sigurd.
So their Chant in hand. He could have just like sacked altar before counters, like Chant my Kaguya. Sigurd's in gray, so you can't do it because you still haven't even added the counters onto the altar to put it on the bottom.
Sack altar?
Sack Sigurd altar.
Did you resolve the draw?
Did I resolve the draw? No, I did not resolve the draw, sorry. Sack it.
Discarded a Sigurd. Haha.
Effect.
Yep.
Goes and gets a Sephiroth, draws a card. Finishes Sigurd. Go and get an Athena. Do a little dance.
So the cool play line here, we know that he has a Don't Cheat in hand on Steven's hands. The next play line, if he does all these combo things to Derek will call Stone. He'll power his Athena, then Odin's Judgment to clear the board, the Athena trigger. But the problem is Steven has a Don't Cheat in hand, so it's just kind of, it doesn't work.
Sack altar?
Okay. Go and get an Athena.
Recover more stones.
Recover more stones.
Okay.
Cast Sigurd. Go get an altar.
Another altar. He went to 2 altars right now, and then double Sephiroth. So usually after you
He has
loop,
a Sephiroth on field already, so
Yeah.
he is able to recast the Sigurd again.
Yep. Mostly, it's basically after you cycle 2 altars, you would stop, or until you get enough cards to nig their board with the Loki.
Yeah. So we'll see what
Oh,
direction
he
goes.
did side. Oh, so Steven did side in the major 2-drop though.
Oh, interesting.
You just play to call Kaguya. They can't counter your stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially when you presume out of the board that he's going to, cut his spot.
Do you have green white floating?
Yep.
Okay.
Sack.
Yep.
Yep. Sack Sig, go to counter.
You cast?
Play it again.
Yep.
Search. Get a Sephiroth.
Probably Sephiroth.
Yep, get a Sephiroth again. It's third and final one.
The issue here, of course, is that this loop isn't deterministic and it can run out of mana eventually.
Yep.
Because it's a mostly even one.
Yeah.
On mana, it doesn't produce you mana. It's certainly things happening. That's about all we
Got a
know.
response? Yep. No response? Or?
I have a response.
Okay.
Yes, Orion. It's a very fun match.
Loads of fun. Okay, so.
Cast.
All right.
So now he has enough cards in his grave
So build
to
up
just
for?
make his board.
Yeah.
Oh, he played Wing Lord. Yeah, I was like, why is he looking at top 4?
Oh, he
Totally
played
forgot. So he played Wing Lord to get the Sig.
play Winged Lord and hit a Sigurd.
Which is pretty good. He'll grab an
He did this
addition.
while his opponent is tapped out.
Yep. So now he can do stuff on his side too. So it's this still Steven's
And this
turn,
is just
correct?
casting Sigurd, right?
I believe so.
Yep.
The one's supposed to do from the chase.
Huh? Oh, this is on the chase?
Sephiroth's on the chase.
On the chase, it's
okay.
not officially in play
This is
yet.
all interaction with Sephiroth on the chase. Okay, well, that's a...
Interesting play line. So now 6 comes to play. Chase Sephiroth. So he hasn't even drawn yet. It's not even in the play yet.
Yep. Because Steven's still tapped out. So I think he's trying to take advantage of that and the fact that he's, I think, trying to force...
He has 3 cards in grave. I mean, he can go grab Altar, sack Cat, and I mean, technically he could probably just perfect Loki the board. But then the Altar's a problem. He can do that too. It's the same thing back and forth to both of them. But it gets rid of the board.
Yeah.
That was a good one to get off the top.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so you just like, I think Derek's gonna, if that resolves, he's gonna do everything here.
got one
He's
card
gonna
left.
get the Altar, sack
Don't cheat. Nah.
some things, get Loki to neg his
That's
board,
not
so
useful.
he'll have a
Keep cheating.
chance. But then he
Keep playing
can just
things
like sack
and then
him with the
discarding my hand.
Altar.
It seems like cheating.
Yeah.
But then
I'm drawing
like
cards.
But he can,
This is
can he
bullshit.
get to 8? He's at 3 cards in the graveyard right now.
So he can get to 3, 7, 8. Yes,
Yeah.
with the Altar. He
So
can
he
get
gets
to 8.
Altar, banishes his
Whole board just to neg the board.
and he gets in Loki, which will lock the board down so that then Holsheiser can't do anything more
after
than
that.
one more banish.
Yeah.
get
We will respond.
something.
Sack Altar.
Question, of course, being
Sack Altar.
I'm
Needed this to
shocked
be
if
Altar,
Steven
not
does
Sigurd.
main a Kaguya. I figured he would have just searched for
That would've been pretty
Kaguya
dope.
counter.
Yep.
But then it just would have been awkward because he wouldn't be able to untap his stones too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
I'm assuming it's enough.
ripping the Sig off the top is good.
yeah,
2,
with
4,
but with
6,
the Sigurd
10,
occurring,
11.
he goes,
Okay.
all right, my opponent has pushed for this specific play,
Sigurd.
Yep, resolve Sigurd.
so I'm just going to perfect Loki lock right.
Tree.
And while this does
Yeah, so
basically-
he forced Steven to get Loki, so he wasn't able to get anything. So
yeah,
Sick pass.
Derek's only card in hand. So now, I mean, he can Odin's Judgment. There's no Altar, but the problem is he has nobody to rid the graveyard unless he top decks something good.
it looks like a Rhea.
That is a Rhea, but the problem, yeah, I mean, reanimate Sig. So Steven did forget about the Sig. He could have exiled the grave and he would have been.
Yeah.
Just that he can just. He doesn't really get. He doesn't grab anything really. Like just another Altar, but it doesn't do much.
Grabs an Altar, banishes, is able to banish the
Sigurd?
first Altar to go and get a Dank
A
Alice.
Dank Alice. Yeah, banish there, get Dark Alice.
Trying to make it so that he does that in response to the one Athena trigger that you get
5.
as
Yeah. So he could power, but then we know that he has don't cheat, Steven does, but Derek doesn't.
right.
Now he has a 2 Altar, which is good. So we banish to that. Reanimate Sig again.
Exact line of what exactly you can do, I'm not sure. There's probably a line that like pushes it through, but
Yeah, so the line here I see that he has to do, he gets the Altar, sack to Altar, get the counter, play a Raider from hand, pitch another card to graveyard to have enough to neg the board,
yeah.
and then response to an exiling grave. If he gets perfect Loki, flash in Dark Alice.
Yeah.
That'd be the play line. The problem is if Steven responds to sack before counters hit, he could just neg his board anyways. Remember, he can exile his grave.
Right.
That's literally the only play line Derek has right now. I think that's what he has to go for.
Plays the Rhea. Rhea bins something. And then you go banish
Sorry.
to Altar.
Yeah, you take your time. I'm in no hurry. Maybe these are mindless, hand down 20-minute dirtle things.
It worked.
So yeah.
Got untapped Great Gusting Skies, which means
So
he
you
can't,
play. I
like,
think.
power
So he
Ray
should
up.
play. So he should play Ray from hand. And then to Stevens, he's like, thinking about stuff. Ray resolves, goes to graveyard. Banish to altar. He responds. You banish again to altar. You can't even do that because you're tapped out still. You still need 2. You don't have enough. You don't have enough counters.
Right, you can't get a 2 counter altar so that you can try to go get a perfect Loki. At least not that I can see right now.
Yeah, there's no way.
You'd have to have gotten a Calico Cat, I think.
No, like, it still wouldn't have mattered because if he would have owed in Judgments too, it would have been the same. He just kept. Steven would have just done the same thing. Loop, 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 loop. Perfect Loki again. So. Second save.
Another save.
Yes.
Okay. And this goes and gets a
It's gonna get another Sephiroth. Sephiroth doesn't do anything. It discards a card but Steven has 5
or
cards in hand.
draws a card, I guess.
Draws a card but doesn't really do anything.
Right.
Because if you leave blockers, it's the same thing. They're gonna die to his perfect Loki the following turn.
Right. I do think Derek is more than a little bit up against the ropes here.
Yeah.
He's gonna go get another altar.
Search for 0 cost.
Perfect.
That would be the life, right?
Wait,
One
banish
with
your
Optron.
altar for 0 to get a healing gimmick.
Gimmick. Fire.
Maybe he's just trying to assemble altar so
Maybe.
where he's like, I have all 4 of my altars on the board. Do you?
And it's just say you get all 4 altars in play, you win the game, right?
I think that's how it should be.
I wish.
So he's certainly
Second.
done all of this.
Select altar? Sure.
So you let that resolve.
Crack altar. Crack altar. Crack altar? Sure.
Search for a 1-drop.
Probably a Dank Alice.
But then you still have to sack it so he can still respawn with your grave. I mean, you can get a cat. Really.
You could get a cat.
You can get the Calico Cat, comes into play, sack it to altar, get the 1 token, sack the token to altar. Yeah, that's the play right there. That's what he needs to do. He needs to grab Calico Cat. He grabs a Calico Cat, he gets 2 tokens.
And that gets an
Oh,
Athena
sorry,
to
how many
untap.
How many cards?
Okay.
Yeah. 2, 4.
Well, you don't
Then
need
what
the,
do you do?
You don't need the Athena. No. So the Calico Cat comes into play with that. So you sack Calico Cat, sack resolves, token comes into play.
1.
Because it hit graveyard. Sack to 1, go to the altar, so it gains the 1 counter. And then you have 2 more to do the respond to the whole Athena thing and get perfect Loki. So then you go ahead and sack to altar. If he lets it resolve, sack to altar again, so you have 2. And then you could get perfect Loki, and then he could do all those other weird play lines. Because now he has the 1 for the Dark Alice Search and pull from his deck.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So he gets, if he gets the Calico Cat, he can do
Yeah, Calico Cat will give him all these grabbing Dark Alice. I think he should get Calico Cat unless he took it out. Because it would give him 2 units. That's not the right play, though.
Dark Alice? Okay.
Unless I'm not
Grab
seeing
Dark
something.
Alice. I usually presume I'm not seeing something, just because I've never understood.
Well, I understand some of the, like, I
You
know there's a,
understand it better than I do. That's why I'm
I know
letting
there's a
you
weird
walk
guideline. I
through.
know, like, when you banish before the counter hits, you can respond with a response window. And I think Derek sees that, but there's 2 minutes left. So there's no way that he can probably squeak a wind out with no cards in hand.
That's
Like, he can sack all those to the altar, but then you can still just remove your graveyard.
But there's 2 minutes left. Even with 2 minutes left in the round, like, you have a single out you gotta play for, right?
Yeah. Grabbing the Calico Cat, I think, was the right play line. Would give you 2 units to sack to altar and perfect Loki, lifts you 3 units.
Yeah.
So you also had enough to search for the Dark Alice to clear his board. But the problem is, then he'll just proceed to do the same thing. Like, you would pass on his turn, neg his board, so he couldn't do anything, and then proceed your turn.
Yeah. Okay. Discard the Rhea. Discard what looks like the Calico Cat.
Yeah.
Okay. is there a line that nets you?
Now from what I see. Because you need three resonators in board just to be able to do another Dark Alice and a Perfect Loki, which I'm not seeing. I only see 2. Because you sack the Dark Alice, which is bad because like then he'll just move the grave.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out what you're doing too. I don't know. Is this a perfect Loki?
Yeah, he needed another
Is this
unit
a
in play.
Is this-
Yeah. I think he's run out of mana.
Yeah. I mean, the Calico Cat grabbing it probably would have been the right one. It would have given him an extra unit.
Probably. It seems like it would have maybe made things better.
Yeah. Because Steven's a smart cookie. He would have realized like that was going to be play and he would have just exiled in response to certain things from a counter hit.
Probably.
So I think he would have just sacked his Sig to one of them too. Yeah. Well, Derek would have been fine then. Then it would have went to time because I don't think Derek could have won in the couple turns. So.
I don't know. Derek's working through all the lines.
There's only
If anyone's going to find the line, it's Derek. But
I only see
I
the
don't
one
see
line
it.
right now. It's basically sack 2, get Perfect Loki, response, exile graveyard. That's the line I'm seeing right now. Yeah. Sad but true. I love both these guys. But.
Yep.
I'm going to banish that.
For a Calico Cat.
This could get
That's
a
another
Calico
one.
Cat.
Yeah, he can get a Calico Cat here. Grab the Calico Cat. Yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
so this line puts the Dark
It's the
Alice
same
in
thing.
play before, so
Yep.
you don't have to do weird shenanigans. Okay. Time, I presume, will be called at some point in the reasonably near future. Both players are still, both
Sack
teams
token?
are still going.
Sack
So
token.
Yeah. You pass. So Derek should pass here now. Go to his turn.
pass and upkeep.
And then upkeep Loki him.
That seems like the most logical
Plate line.
play line to make happen.
Don't sack to alter. What are you doing?
Could be trying to get Athena.
You can do that the following turn.
Sack.
You do it on your turn, your next turn. Because you neg his board, he can't do anything.
Sack.
3 drop. Sure.
Athena recovers 3, gets sick again.
Enter. Yes.
Yes.
I'm already tapped out.
You can just remove your graveyard at any time you wanted to now, too.
Right.
I think Derek was safe a lot, like that turn right there. He should just passed.
Possible, but he certainly is making stuff occur.
Yeah. And you can get Sig, you can cast Power, but then, like, don't cheat's an option, too, so. But that's probably what he's thinking, really. You only have one altar left in the deck.
Yep. Tree?
He needs cards in his hand.
He needs to do something about the board. He's not really doing anything about Steven's board right
Well,
now.
he can go
Major.
into a line where
Who the hell plays Major? Oh yeah, you're right.
I think now he can
Maybe
use
running
the,
any
Sig,
Misty
the Sephiroth and the
Oh, he has a second
mana
Sig in
to
grave,
cast
so he
the
gets Sig
second
and Sig, yeah.
Gets Alter, gets another Athenia. I just don't know where
Furious right
the,
now.
Yeah,
He's
no,
trying.
doing some.
They can suck
Yeah.
it.
Is time to call the Alter? Okay.
I mean, their time's done. I don't know what the time limit is, though.
My timer ran out, but I don't. That's not my issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can play the second
Rough stuff,
Sigurd,
dude.
get another.
I'm thinking like, is this a perfect Loki?
I
but-
can't go for fucking.
Yeah,
fucking Athenia's
It was,
love.
I thought you were gonna go for Odin's Judgment.
Athenia's love.
That's also a thing too.
Yeah, I was like, that was the whole problem.
I know.
Does he play Athena's 11?
He does. He does. He plays one.
Yes, I was.
That's the
I
reason.
know.
So the
Like, I had
reason
all
that
my
there-
seconds,
that-
all my
so
ults,
the
like,
reason
this
that you
has
can't
to
then
get it
go
out,
for that
right?
is that with the Athena
No,
out,
that's fine. I was like, what the hell, Steven?
Sephiroth also
No,
just
look at
says
his name,
pay for
Girdle.
Athena's love, and that port
Well.
he does nothing.
Fucking doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Because he gives
I
the
actually
entire
forgot
board
about that
eternal.
card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So now, so that's the part that we
Well,
had
let's run
forgotten.
to Power of
What's
Immortality,
happening,
right?
Baba Tunde? I don't
didn't
know.
do
5
shit.
minutes. 5
No,
minutes.
you know what a sack outlet.
5 minutes.
Yeah, what is happening? Yeah. Us commentators, I was in charge of Steven's list, and I forgot he had Athena's Love in his room deck, which is like,
That did happen.
yeah, which we forgot. I forgot about. So that was my play line was to pass there at -4, but he has Athena's Love.
Yeah, so
So none of his guys would die.
So
Yeah,
Derek's
damn.
trying to find a way to get around that.
They'll be coming to my house with this, mixed match.
So
I mean, he does have an answer. He doesn't have an answer. He can't even remove the graveyard because of Dark House.
Yeah. Dark Alice prevents the graveyard from getting removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't kill you next turn, but I mean,
Yeah, you don't kill me, but like I don't win the game either.
You know, no. I don't know how at this point.
I'm just too far behind. You got too many cards in hand.
I mean, like, if we go Sigurd, we can power this.
Yeah. You didn't get to get rid of the power of mortality.
She
either.
found the other don't cheat somewhere in there.
If I found the don't, that's what I was digging for
Yeah,
with the Dark House.
I
Oh, look
was
at the
like, oh,
don't
man,
cheat,
I mean, if you got
and I
some
couldn't find it.
Oh, so he used
I had
the,
the don't
he
cheat, I
was
was
using
like,
the
oh,
Sephiroth to try to
so
dig
in
the
there.
don't cheat.
Yeah, I get you.
Go for
So we
the
can answer the Athena's Love?
Don't
Yeah,
cheat the shit out
yeah,
of
that
it.
makes
That's like
sense.
just crack Odin.
That makes
Like, he's
sense.
got no cheat.
So
Yeah,
he's gonna
you-
play the Sigurd.
Like, well, so yeah.
Gonna go get, I presume, the last of his 4 altars.
And then we find it.
No, all 4 in their grave. No. Oh, he has one more in there. That's right. Correct. He's doing Sephiroths.
Gets him to know the
Literally
man.
doesn't
Gets to
matter.
do a
I don't
dance.
know what I'm looking for.
Play a little song.
I'm just drawing cards at this point. Well, it doesn't matter anymore.
I'm not losing my mind. You're losing your mind, Andy.
Don't cheat.
I am losing my mind.
It's reasonable.
I lost my mind. I'm having a kid.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, we got the
that's
13 at this
not
point. Like,
wrong.
what does it
What
do?
does it do? Nothing.
He plays 4 altars.
You got me. Good shot.
There you go. Yep. So
Yep.
Stevens is going 2-0 against Derek.
Yep.
Stevens in finals. We don't know how the
I was like,
Kentober and
we
Ian
could go for
matchup is
power
going
plays.
in.
Like,
We'll let you
don't
know.
cheat. I'm like,
Currently
oh,
looks like they're still playing.
anyways.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
had just like so many options.
Go ahead and
Yeah,
cut to
there
break,
was-
and
there
we'll
was
see you
just
guys in the
outs on
finals.
outs here.
Yep. Sounds good.
Sounds
Like
good.
I was like,
Thank
oh,
you.
I can
Bye-bye.
plug you the Dark House. Like I didn't want to tap out, but then I
Who would have thought the man, the myth, the legend, Ken Tober would come out of retirement after 4 years in top? Get to the finals. That's crazy, right?
I don't even know who Ken Tober is.
Oh my God, Ken Tober is a legend in Force of Will.
I know, I've heard his name many times, but remember, I am a small child comparatively.
Ken, so Cal, you're a very big child.
I'm a very big child, admittedly, yes. I am small in the sense of years of experience.
Yeah.
So it's Ken Tober
Yep.
and Steven Holsheiser.
Most definitely, yeah.
I'm going to drag their deck lists out so that way I have something to talk about. Ken Tober.
Ken's on the Rizard green white black list
Yeah, same thing that
Jalen was on, minus 1 Loki.
Okay, so they're almost identical, but not quite. He's got a Griffin.
He does play Griffin.
Okay. All right, sure. There's a Morning Angel. There's one. Oh, what the? He plays one Mikage Saijuro.
Yep, that card is really annoying.
I mean, I can believe it's really annoying, but I never looked at that card and said, yeah, this is a card that I want.
So that card, if you judge with that card and you have a Faraka, so if you have it in hand and Faraka in play and you judge and you discard it, you just, like, get so much value off that card.
Yeah. No, I can see that. He's also playing the full 4 of Pharisia and 3 Percival the Flying Knights.
So Pharisia, the main goal of that deck is to stick Pharisia and then just win every trade. And Percival says, I grab any one. I grab Mikage Rhea, I grab Pharisia, I grab Regalia, and then I can just sack it and make my Pharisia an 8/8 and win trades all day long.
Okay. Yeah, it grabs flyers, right?
Yeah, it grabs a flyer.
Which is...
It's basically think of Tama. It's Tama, basically they can pump and put 2 counters on something.
Make sure that they changed the names and stuff. Yep, they did. Cool. So, whoops. So, come on. We did just see Steven's deck.
Yep.
But he is playing one of Morning Angel. He's got one sealed God of the Runes.
Yes, he does.
He has Athene's Love inside in the extra deck, as we
So he also sides one?
relevantly. No, just in the rune deck.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ken's is pretty straightforward. Oh, is that Ken's deck? Or
no, it was Steven's.
Yeah,
Ken's sideboard.
He has a lot of some spot removal.
He has another Saijuro on the sideboard.
That card's actually very good.
Okay.
That card's very underrated if you have ways to get it out for super cheap.
True.
And it just becomes an internal blocker that says I steal your guys when they attack when you remove strangers.
I suppose. I guess I'm just presuming that it would feel better to just get an Athenia.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just greedy. I'm not sure. He has 1 Dark Alice on the board and 1 Dark Alice in the main. He has 2 Morning Angels on the board. He's got 3 Moan of the Deads and 4 Dote Sheets. You bring Dote Sheet in against this deck?
I would. Because you would bring some in to go against the rune decks to try to stop little greedy plays. In the finals, it is a blue. It's black, green, white Rizard versus black, green Hanzo altar. So hey, I mean, positive note, there's only 1 altar in the finals, so we don't have to see that very, very boring match again. And we get to see a Rizard deck in finals. So
yeah.
But there's no Kaguya, so there's no Kaguya in finals.
Oh,
but Steven does play 1.
So Tober's not on any... Okay, he's got 2 Sigurds and 4 Sack Altars.
Yep. He is on the altar package in that deck. I think any Rizard deck should play that.
Right.
I don't think he doesn't play Sephiroth though. Some of the Rizard decks were playing Sephiroth, which felt kind of weird. I think you just really want the altar play line.
Go to the card on.
Yep. There we go.
Okay. Yep. It looks like they're shuffling up and everything. So excellent.
So the funny thing is, we got 2 guys here. Both these fellow players have topped the world. Ken
This is my deck. Let's look at this super
2016. They took 5th, and then Steven topped the world last year.
I want to click this. I keep trying to do things. Keep failing to.
Welcome, ManCat90 to Ruler School. Technically, Jeremy wants to say grab your... What was it again?
Grab your syllabus and head off to class.
Yes, that's what he wants to say.
ManCat needs to head off to actually go to locals class.
6th place got one in...
ManCat's a menacing guy. No, he's good people.
Oh, long time. Are you sure?
So I gotta talk. I would say things that I'm not supposed to talk.
Nine, please. Okay.
What was I looking for? I was opening this up to be able to go and grab a card that I was like, that's a
get, like,
card.
sorted,
I don't know,
right?
it's fine. Mikage Saitama, that's probably a card we're discussing. That looks pretty.
He is right there, MC17.
That's a lot of.
The glory days when we had too many invites.
Did it.
This guy gives so many weird play lines because the Rizard deck that Ken's playing doesn't really rely on the graveyard. Yeah.
Oh, I do. Yep, I got it.
Do not draw any cards.
So yes, Ken's deck doesn't rely on the graveyard, so it's built on just like filling your graveyard with Death Scythe and then getting a ton of counters. Weird. Another cool play line he can do with this, he can get 4 counters on his altar and then banish it to get his Shuro from the deck and still like fellow Athenas.
Right.
Just some interesting play lines, still their own Sig, that kind of thing.
Yeah, lists have been posted there.
If he loses, you guys are both in.
Somewhere. Yeah, it's Ken Tober.
So Ken's
Split
like,
win,
if
that's awesome.
Steven
Oh, yeah.
loses, you're both in. You both get invites.
Oh, better.
Yeah.
So,
I've shuffled all my things.
Okay.
Do you care if we do strangers like
Yes,
we did
lists have been
yesterday?
posted on the
They're shuffled
main,
like a time.
for
Yeah, by all means.
Global
I mean, do
page.
it now, and then
It is Ken, Zeke.
Do you want to go in?
Yeah. Okay.
The man, the myth, the legend, Ken Tober.
It is. Alright. Okay.
Is it all good now?
Yes.
So high seed, who was higher seed? Was it Steven or Ken? Ken was
You look-
second.
Oh,
So
yeah, they did change
Ken is second seed. Steven is 4th seed. So Ken will probably decide. He'll probably take the coin.
There it is.
You have 3 minutes to make your next.
So click there. That should be able to change it. Yep.
It's identical to Jalen, right?
Yeah, card for card.
Okay.
Make it easy on you.
Yeah, so Holschreiser gets the
Yeah,
choice.
better handwriting than you
Seventh
did.
seed.
Thank you.
He was second seed. I can't think. Played Melgus all day yesterday.
We channel our inner Kidder and Lucas. We turn it sideways.
If you have questions, I'll answer anyone.
You're fine.
Being
I think I know all
Kieran
these cards
Lucas
do.
is my usual day.
Is this the 4-drop, Arthur?
Yes.
Alright.
Who are you bringing that in against, you lunatic?
Arlo.
Holschreiser's looking at the deck
Birds.
list and probably going, what on
Oh, they don't get
earth
to resolve.
is-
They're like,
Or actually, Tober might be looking at
Tober-
it, like, what is Arthur?
It never came up.
I'm sure.
It was
That's what we all said. The same
Probably.
thing
I
when we
mean-
saw it.
And I was like, I remember that
I'll be
card. I
honest, the
played
entire
it
sideboard
huge
is
once or
gone.
twice.
You just don't.
I just remember being played in Griffin.
Game of
a
Dreams
lot.
is like an unplayable card.
I don't even
Right.
remember that. I don't
It
remember
comes against
anybody
Arlo
playing
because they
it.
just make
But
boards
I
and
was
they don't have
playing
counter spells for
different
that inside.
foxes, I guess. I was playing.
They make boards,
Oh,
but
you
like,
brought it
Ray
already?
cluster.
You made a bunch of dudes.
they're never gonna
That's-
God's Art like main
phone
phase.
is
They're gonna do it at the end of your turn and kill
Rest
you.
in
A lot
peace,
of people
phone.
do it.
Yes.
Jesus.
Just throw it over there.
Wow. This is why you're sitting here and they're sitting there.
Eat that phone across the room.
Or the other.
Yeah, I think these two originally played
somebody lost
in
their
Swiss I think,
EVGX.
last round. Yeah, last round these two played, and Ken was able to win.
Yeah. Ken won.
They are both very skilled players. So
Yep.
So Steven has a Moan and a Athena. Ken has Athena, Power, Cat. It looks like 2 Mikage Reyes. So I think he's going to pitch he's going to go ahead and pitch the Sig to the bottom, and he's probably going to keep those 4.
I'm gonna do one.
Yeah.
Do 3.
The play line I see Ken's going to do here, so if he's going to do it, he's probably going to try to ramp out Griffin. Maybe ramp out Griffin sometime.
Yeah.
You may begin.
Ramp
Business,
something
sir.
out. Could be Sigurd as well to get cards and stuff.
Yeah, because we know Steven does the Athena play line, which
Yeah.
is good, which is pretty annoying against
Yeah.
the Rizard decks because they don't have a lot of will.
Very much so. Yeah. I don't know why I'm messing with that.
Go ahead.
I worry no one can hear me because I've done these before. No one's ever been able to hear me.
I hear you perfectly fine.
Okay, I'll take that. That's a black silence on both sides of the board. It's a Mikage Rhea, probably before untaps.
Yep.
Or possibly at the end of turn.
I feel like they're going to have the same play lines too. So
Some of the play lines are going to be reasonably similar. All right.
Powerful play.
He just went ahead and did it. Mad
he
lad.
is not even scared.
No fear. Zero fear. Here's a Sigurd.
There's a Sigurd, and Ken's probably going to do the same thing at the end of his turn.
Probably.
Yep.
He's going to cast. He's going to go ahead and reanimate Sigurd this turn probably, or he'll just look his hand. Look at Corruption doesn't really do anything against these versions of the decks. Plus, you kind of want cards in your graveyard. And it's more of a card you side out. It's there just for the control matchups.
Yeah.
So that feels fine. It forces him to. He can go ahead and like get his Morning Angel.
Goes and gets the altar. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose this does set up him at being able to get the Morning Angel. He has Morning Angel in the main Holsheiser, right?
Yeah, he has one. I believe he has one. So does Ken too. They both have the Morning Angel with one of them. They kind of have the same play lines here. Ken, it stops Ken really from flashing in his Rhea to go ahead and get his Sig because of his Morning Angel.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to bait it out anyways, which seems fine. Yeah, that seems fine because he's going to force him to sack here to maybe get Morning Angel. But I don't think he might not do that too because then it puts him at a weird position to where he can just Calico Cat and put it on the bottom.
Sure. Recover? Call stone?
Yep.
Calls the stone.
Nah, that's whatever. I had the first one at least.
I think. So here Kim would probably play the Calico Cat.
It's reasonably logical. I guess I kind of expected that if he was going to go get the Morning Angel, that looks like a tactical. Just realized.
So if Steven gets the Morning Angel, it puts him kind of at a weird position to where he does this stuff. It puts a 4/4 body. He loses an altar, loses his Sig, and then Ken can go ahead and just play his cat and stop him for his entire turn the following turn.
Right. Lines that he'll take for it.
Seems
He'll
okay.
just cast Sigurd.
I don't know why not. I don't know what I'm supposed to do instead.
He gets his own sacrificial altar.
One good play deserves another good play, right?
I suppose.
Just gotta follow each other along here.
I thought you were going to have some things to say about mine, but...
Who doesn't love a good altar?
Yeah.
I love a good altar. Altars. Altar. Okay.
I'll get my life points back. Thank you.
4/40.
Oh man.
So,
Back to 40-40.
Go ahead.
I'm just like, I'm just going to leave it, not going to change anything.
Right. It's one of those things where it kind of feels like that because neither of these decks win by like incremental amounts of damage.
Just small poke damage, really.
You put your opponents into a locked position and do not allow them to get out of it.
It's a lot harder for the Rizard deck, though, because he's not
Yeah.
maining the Loki, so he can't really just, like, lock his board constantly.
That's true.
Can you?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to respond.
Okay.
So now he's in a weird position to where
Yeah, on the
Pulse
stack.
Viking can just, like, go off.
Yeah. Holsheiser has the Athenia signed. Can't get Lauren.
Which Laura was a card, right?
Which card was a card?
They reprint the card next second. You do that? They did that? That and Severing Wind? Oh, boy.
This is what I ended up at is talking about putting Laura in the format.
No,
Stuff. He plays a Rhea while his opponent's untapped. Or while his opponent's tapped. Interesting.
Sure.
What can he get off of his...
I mean, you can have, like, a Death Siphon.
Enters on the chase.
But, yeah, I think he's going to...
He can grab the Death Scythe and put it in there and then banish all of his stuff. To put 3 counters on his altar. Put his Death Scythe back in his hand. I guess he could get an Athenia right now.
That feels fine. I mean, he'll get Athena on top of his 2 stones, leaves 2 stones open. Doesn't really have any other play lines because he's not a quick cast deck.
Right.
So he saps all 3.
Okay.
Grab Athena, recover 3 stones.
With various effects on the chase.
Yep.
Yep, and then he's going, and then, oh, no, Kaguya. Oh, I forgot, he has the Kaguya play line.
He has a 1 with Kaguya.
Yeah,
in
he
his
does have the
reserve deck.
Kaguya. Yep, he plays the one for blowouts like this.
Yeah, okay.
I actually forgot about the Kaguya he had in his deck. So it's just a 1-of. So now Steven's just pretty much, his turn's over. He doesn't have enough to sack to get his to get anything really going this turn.
Yeah, no.
You said the Interfect was on the chase.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did not.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Judge.
The Athena is on the chase. Athena's on the chase?
So
Absolutely.
the Interfect still goes off, right?
Where do you guys have Interfect on the chase?
Absolutely not.
Oh, now they're discussing to what was going on.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, it sounds
It
like...
was happening in response to Athena on cast.
Yeah.
Resolution.
Sure.
That's a thing that occurred.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of miscommunication right there that would happen.
Probably a little bit.
But Charlie's over there, I think, yeah, so he was able to clarify kind of what
Yeah.
happened and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, everything's being clarified on that side. But so now, the question I guess becomes what?
Combat. 8.
32.
Well, we're getting damage. Oh my.
Turn the
20
thing sideways.
28.
And they'll gain 4.
44.
Yep.
Safe pass.
Look at that. He's at 28 already. However, will he survive?
Sure. Cover.
Turn 3. Already dealt 12 damage.
Doesn't feel fast enough. I think Dex, you should only be at like 16.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Now he's contemplating if he wants to judge and stuff.
I mean, he needs another mana to judge.
So here, I think he's
Unless
trying.
he has Death Scythe.
Yeah. Well, he can reanimate Death Scythe from graveyard.
Oh, you're right.
So now he's gonna force him to sack those.
Yeah.
I don't think judging would be the right play here for Ken. Maybe just calling a stone and passing for the right one.
Aggressively judging isn't terrible. He can
Stop.
do some stuff, but yeah, I agree.
So here, he does have the one for like a Morning Angel tech. So if he does that stuff, yeah, Cat's fine.
Shoot right now.
Okay. Yeah, Cat's pretty decent here. There's a Sigurd still on the board. We'll probably start doing silly loops next turn.
How many in hand?
How many powers is
Okay.
Ken on?
Steven playing?
I think 2.
That sounds right.
Yeah, he's playing 2, and I think Ken is on. Yeah, True Power. Steven's on 2, and then Ken is on what? 2?
Something like that, yeah.
Yep.
Cast a Sigurd,
Get Alter. Seems fine.
Alter, cast a Sigurd.
So he can get this play line here, but the problem is if he does all these 2 to try to get Athena this turn again, he can sack Morning Angel response, hit Sigurd.
Yeah.
So I think Ken would
Go ahead.
probably just pass.
Or he gets
Mhm.
He could. He could get Mikage, yeah, sure.
It would do
I've
nothing.
Seen it, I've
so-
seen it happen.
Yeah, it would do nothing though. So
I think we do it like in response to something coming in, like when using an altar.
exactly, because there's the altar play, so it accomplishes nothing but putting a 12/12 on the board and leaving your deck. Okay.
Gideon?
I'll do it again.
He's like, oh, I got a second card behind the
Depending on
deck.
the stack.
Yep.
The spell. Regrow side.
To go ahead and put the Death Scythe back in his hand
Yeah,
in
sure,
response to the Athena. It looks like.
Yep.
Response to the Athena.
Or
cast.
change something?
I'm thinking. Just a second. She resolves. That's fine.
Effect.
It's the untap. Now, let's see what else he can do. His opponent has the ability to fetch a 3-drop, 4-drop even if he wanted to.
So I think here he would sack. He's gonna look, which is good, but it doesn't really hurt the Rizard decks as much because they kind of they don't care about that hand as much. They're usually a graveyard and like altar based deck.
That's true, but there are cards that you can use there to try to figure out
That's
one,
fine.
what is my opponent working with, and two, you know, what can I get out of it. So we've got part of True Power, Death Scythe, Alter, Morning Angel?
Yep.
Morning Angel.
And a Percival.
And the Rhea. It's not a ton of enormous relevancy.
Yeah, I mean here he probably hit the Death Scythe again.
Could hit the Death Scythe. Could hit the Morning Angel, I
It's
suppose.
kind of hard. There's a lot of good targets in that hand.
Right.
Get the Ray.
The Rhea. Okay.
Mancat 90. It's because Steven plays Layla to get the basic stones from his deck.
Yeah, Steven's still
Right in
playing
hand now?
Layla, so it allows him to get some incidental mana.
Yeah, 5 plus 1 for my stick. Okay. Yep, yep.
No, Mike grants Layla's not a good card.
It is not.
It really is a good card. I just need to tell Mike that he's as bad as he is sometimes.
Yeah.
Combat. Swing it.
Oh man, the beatdown commences. Would you like to trade
I think he would
my
just.
Sigurd for your Sigurd?
It seems fine.
Response.
Because he's entering it and then he's gonna power that.
Oh, he powers his Sigurd.
Sure.
Oh yes.
And after
So
that
they
was
both
all-
die. Both die. Sig hits grave. You Calico
I'm
Cat.
gonna moan Psychic Kill Cat.
He's gonna moan the Calico Cat.
That's an interesting play line.
And
So
he's
this
got
is in the
one
yard.
on his altar, so
Cat's
that he
targeted.
can banish the altar to go and get a Dark Alice in response to that.
I'm going to put Sigurd on the bottom of your deck.
See it on bottom of my deck.
So, I see what he did there. So, because of Moan is a cost, he banished Sig so
Spawn,
it
second
cost,
altar.
so it hits grave. So that's what he did. Okay.
But now he can banish that for Dark Alice
Yep.
and protect his graveyard from it.
So here Ken could sack all his board again, get Makagashiro, grab Athena to exile grave. But is it worth it? It might be.
Ready
It'd
hand?
slow down the entire play turn.
Yeah. Moan on your own, Moan just like incidentally getting rid of like one hate piece and doing a thing.
I'll
Seems
second
like
it.
about the best value you're going to get from Moan. Yes,
Yeah.
this is for first place. Yeah, when he goes to grab Dark Alice. Logical.
I'm going to respond to her enters.
Okay.
Cat's altar.
Grabs Dark Alice.
Kitten to altar.
Yep. Banishes Calico Cat.
Altar.
to-
For 2.
Looks like. He'll get a 1-drop. Gets his Dark Alice.
He'll get a Varrock.
Banishes the token to get a Varrock. Okay.
Which, that's actually really good, because he has a big hand. Now he can start picking apart certain play cards that Steven has.
Yeah, so you can do things like pick apart the Dark Alice.
The Dark Alice.
yes.
And,
Dark Alice in response.
This came into play this turn, right?
Yeah, this came in place.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to be rid of Sigurd. I am going to discard some cards.
Okay.
-4, and then 2.
save the sites that are growing. I just saved it for next turn.
Side, Percival.
It's got 2 against it. So
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what is all. Yeah.
So he didn't sack the Sig because he
This
still
one's
has the
resolved,
2
correct?
stones up.
Yeah,
too.
the first
Okay,
one was
that's fine.
So Steven's probably looking
Green
to
for
figure out
buff. Good.
try to protect this Dark Alice as best as possible.
I mean, he could cast Athena's Love.
We'll cast
Right here?
Athena's Love.
Yeah.
And so it forces
Gives it
him to
Eternal?
discard another
Yeah,
card.
and you bench Resume.
Are those
Force him to
modes
discard-
chosen when he casts it or on resolution?
Modals are chosen on cast.
Okay, so he'll have both even if I killed this in response.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
require him to discard yet another card. And that's a good way for Steven
To
to
get
try
Death
to,
Scythe.
to not just get Death Scythe, but to try to drain cards
Yeah, I'll
out
respond.
of
Make that again.
out of Ken's hand.
But now, so he has the green. He could
And the buff target is
could attempt to remove, but he
Yeah,
could still get
here
Death
again.
Scythe back
That's
too.
fine.
So
Well, if that results. I actually don't have to
And
buff. I can
here-
discard to just neg, but
oh, you could, yeah.
I didn't.
That is correct.
but yeah.
Yeah. think Ken realizing he made a little bit of a misplay, he could have discarded the Death Scythe and just looped it to do so to kill Dark Owls.
But the problem is though that he has the 1 green open, so whenever you try to, you didn't have exactly enough cards here, so he can't really loop it back now because his only other card is Percival in hand. So he could to be able to get it back. So he's doing it. Yeah.
This is a very big fight over.
Guess we're all getting removed, so it's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah,
Alright, so
relevant.
Death Scythe to
It's a
hand.
very big turn because you're turning off the
Grave
Sig
removed.
combo this turn.
Last neg results here.
Yep.
You draw, discard, draw, discard.
Drop.
This is still all
I
during
forgot
response to the
we
Calico
missed that.
activation.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is all in response to the
Actually, you're tapped out. I'm not going to do that one. I'm gonna do this one.
moan of the dead.
And then your Sigurd goes in the bottom. Say it again?
Calico cat.
Calico, yeah, Sigurd to the bottom.
Yep.
It's a very long chain.
Cast your graveyard now.
Yep. Go for it.
It's not funny! What fun gameplay.
Okay. So that's a bunch of stuff that
We'll say
happened.
pass.
That was all to resolve the Dark Alice.
Yep.
It's a long chain of cards.
Draw.
What do we think about the first
That's
place?
so
What do we think about
cute.
Freesia? I think that card is actually logically that card is nuts. That card is bonkers for a 2-drop.
Powerful and
It's
near
a-
meta defining.
It is a very meta. It just does so much for so little. If you're playing it in a Rizard deck, that card is very good. It's near impossible to kill. It just makes awkward trades.
Oh, I was sitting here trying to figure out what the last.
that does
man
work
was
kind
used
of,
for,
actually,
and
for
I think
that.
that Steven removed Ken's grave.
Yeah, he exiled the grave.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah, so Steven's down 3 cards now in his hand, and Ken's at 3. So he's gonna play Percival, try to grab try to grab Death Scythe or some other cards off the top. If not, he still has Death Scythe in hand, so he would probably just judge his turn, see what he grabs. It's Death Scythe, yep. And then he's like, pray I hope I hit a
any
Mikage
order?
and hit the Athena.
I will choose that.
Yeah. I mean, you can
This
reanimate
is gonna get
Sigurd,
shuffled a
but
million more
that's not
times
like
between
the
now and then,
worst
but
scenario.
Yeah, but you can also do that with your Death Scythe. So you can just play Death Scythe, reanimate it.
You would rather reanimate something else, but
Yep.
play Death Scythe.
Yep.
My modes are going to be Judge for
don't
free,
know two strangers off of it.
and we each
Mill
banish
2, I
Resonator.
think. Oh, it's different. Banish is
Banish.
interesting. It gets rid of the Athena, though. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So it gets rid of the Percival, which is fine.
Trigger.
Trigger.
Let's see what he rips. What is there? There's a cat, a double Death
Interesting.
Scythe, and a Dank Alice.
Yeah.
I would.
You can also just res the person.
He could. I think maybe
How
resing
do you
the
like
Dark Alice would be
that?
good. But what's in Steven's graveyard again?
Yeah. Look
Remember,
at
it's
this
a
old
dark.
gal.
It's a Dark Alice. Yeah,
Trigger?
Dark Alice is the right play. Keeps his grave safe. Draws 2 cards.
Yeah. Then he can play the Sigurd out of his graveyard with the Death Scythe.
And then, yep.
Do something. Something.
Does something, yeah.
How many hand right now?
3.
Yeah, the Look of Corruption in hand.
And he's just gonna pitch it.
Trigger.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Whatever. Continue to do the thing.
Morning Age doesn't do anything now. He just pitch that card actually. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Leaves him with a Death Scythe, Altar, and a
Swing
Fark
6.
at hand.
Yep.
No block, 6/6.
Swinging with the Faraka.
38.
My Fark is gonna do work.
Oh, that. Damn. Yeah.
Sounds like
28, 38, sorry. Swing 7.
31.
7 more.
Papyrus, right?
You're right.
They had, he took 7 plus.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking 4. Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
you took 13. Correct. Yeah. So he didn't res the Sigurd play, so he leaves his God's Art ready, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
That sounds a lot better because now whatever he plays, he can just God's Art and shoot for 6 and 14.
He doesn't. Lars would go for those.
Lars says OTK because you can just make your freak a huge and just ditch basically a ton of Death Scythes. Which is
Imitation.
correct. He probably could have
4
done
left
that,
to get it.
but
Oh, no, that's
then
one.
Nope,
Okay,
yeah,
yep.
that's gone.
he could have done it.
Sure.
I don't know if he had enough loops.
He had 7 cards plus the 3, so that's 7. That's 10.
He
So
has his
that's
4th
Yeah.
Death Scythe in his hand.
yeah. So he could have done it. 10 cards. That's 18 plus 7. That's 25
Plus
plus
4.
4. That's 29. So it wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, he would have been 2 off of lethal.
Yeah.
Words are hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Invitation to Purgatory.
I worked so hard to get rid of that guy.
Yeah, I know.
He has invitation for Sig.
Yeah.
So he has one floating red will too off
He
of
has
this.
a big graveyard. Reasonably big graveyard. I'm counting 10, maybe 11 cards. So I think there's a setup somewhere.
Like a crap, what do you have
I
left?
don't remember. I'm gonna think.
His demon's like, I'm not telling you.
Yeah. What does he have left? Let's
Sailing,
take
he has a sailing
Okay,
scroll
before
and he
search
has
now.
a freed from altar.
One that just asked him if he was playing.
Fruit from the altar.
Don't let me win this fucking event.
But instead, he needs to currently use what mana he has to
Well, no, not that way. Not that way. The bodies.
Hellcat is really good.
quite silly.
So he has 3 sack targets here. Steven probably I think has at least 11 cards in grave or more.
Fractal altar?
It's not really a response.
It's
There's not
Athenia
much
time.
He could pump. He's going for Athenia, which isn't bad. He gets 4 stones still. Gets
No,
Sig
he
again.
needs to like do some stuff to make sure he gets a big enough perfect
Yeah,
Loki.
to be able to
The
clear
current
most of
perfect
it.
Loki, he needs it to be at least, I want to say 14 or 16.
May
So 14 would
respond
kill the
to that. Give
Rizard,
me
but the
just a
problem with
second.
Faraka that he can just be
How
able
many
to
in hand?
fuel and
3.
make most of his guys survive.
Yeah, but if you can make, so you have to look at his hand and his graveyard and say how big could you theoretically make that Faraka? And do I
So Faraka
care?
can be 18 from what I counted. She becomes
if
at
you
18.
get to 18,
Yep.
is
She
that
can, well,
including
no,
the graveyard, or-
Fine, go ahead.
that's including the graveyard and
Okay.
hand, and then with the Godsard it becomes a 22.
Okay, so if you can get a perfect Loki up to 22, you can make this point.
That's a really good grave. You need 22 cards, and I think he has half that so
Castigator?
far.
Yep.
Yeah, there are also other ways to do it. You can double up perfect Loki in some ways. So
Yeah.
in any case, cast it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Excellent.
And Large is saying you should have just went for the death cycling and not gone for Judge.
I don't know if he would have had enough damage still, but
He still
I've
wouldn't
not
have
done
been
the
able
math
to.
that Lars has. So. In any case,
So here, Ken should respond to the altar. So Ken should respond to the altar play here, and basically
90 minutes.
90 minutes total. So Ken should right here, he should have responded to the altar play before altar hits play. He should have killed
Okay.
the Athena, and he should have killed
assumed we were going back in
the
pretty soon,
Sigurd,
but
which
sure.
would have sealed the game.
Hard to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
See you guys later.
Take it easy, man.
Because he has clearly enough to answer everything.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been probably what I would
recast?
try to do is try to ping everything like that.
Yeah.
And there
that's fine.
wasn't an altar on the board, because now that there's an altar on the board, you don't get any value.
Yeah.
The other thing though is that if he does, like, there's also the point at which you want to make
I'm
your.
gonna think for just a second in response to that effect.
But Lars, so Steven was at 4,400
Kinda wish I'd
before
done it
this,
before,
so
but oh well.
he wasn't able, he didn't have enough to just OTK him that
He's
turn.
talking about making it so that the first
Bonus card?
two Death Scythe triggers. So 4, 6, 8.
Got rid of an altar.
Yeah.
4, 6, 8.
4, 8,
Yeah,
12,
I know.
16, 20. 6.
So she becomes a 10.
And that's if you go all in on it. I don't know if you do go all in on it. And now it's also being thrown out of the because he went and snatched a Sephiroth off of the Sigurd. So he gets the positive mana. He's going to banish.
Make black.
Banish the Sephiroth.
Mark.
Cast March of the Dead.
Okay.
Either a Sephiroth or either a Sephiroth or an altar. I think both have a reasonable amount of.
I wish I remember if he had
value.
3 altars or 4.
Sephiroth can discard cards
I think it's 3. I think you're
as
right. What you're
well.
gonna do.
So like, I'll have to reset the timer because I don't know
Yeah.
how to do it. So
minutes, so they have another 70 minutes to play.
yeah, something like that. I'll make sure to get time checks once it gets closer to that point. All right. Sephiroth makes
Draw this card?
discard another card and lets Steven draw another
Yep.
card.
I have to think for a second. Yeah, that's fine.
Discards the Death Scythe. Okay. I'm gonna lay him here. There were sequences where he could have broken the loop with the Gata.
Yeah, he could have done it before the altar came into play,
Yeah.
and I think that would have been the
Response to the
opportune
extra
play line.
Do it, yeah.
Well, not even that. You just pitch 2 cards to kill the Sig,
You can do that too.
or just God's Art. It's the same thing.
Or just pay the 2 for God's Art that you're not really using for anything else.
Well,
As far as I'm aware.
yeah, you would have just shot both those targets. You would have lost both of them. That would have came into play. That altar with no resonators, and then whenever he casts Sig, like he's only could have done it a total of 2 times, which is still perfect Loki.
Make black spin the red.
Okay. That's number 4?
Yeah, number 4.
Okay. Altar's in.
All right. Got another sack altar. Love it. Or played another sack altar. I think he just hard cast.
He hard cast the sack altar.
Yeah.
So here, I mean, he could sack for Athena.
That is something.
I don't mind hard casting. I don't mind sacking for Athena. You're just kind of trying to.
3. And then you let the resolve. Athena comes into play. Everything's tapped. Then you shoot both
That draw was
Athenas.
horrible.
Recovers 3. And then he doesn't have enough to get perfect Loki. But he has
Real
perfect
bad.
Loki in hand. And he did hit his Dark Depths. But I don't think he can get big enough to clear the board still.
What gets?
I'm gonna need you to extend game state.
Yeah.
Because Steven drew his only perfect Loki, and it's in his hand.
Yeah.
Okay. This requires some more thinking as to how he gets to that point.
Recover?
Yep.
Yeah. So Athena recovers stones.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
Just has to set up a big enough perfect Loki to get.
Well, here so Loki, I don't know how many cards he has in grave. So
I passed the turn. Okay.
Yeah, I just don't know how many cards. So it's Ken's turn. So I just don't know how many cards he has in grave to where he might do that. But I don't know. He couldn't clear his board because he has Haruka, and he can probably make everything big enough. Sorry, Mr. Caltino is yawning. I don't want you guys to hear.
Okay. All right.
Percival. Percival.
Percival's interesting too because they can also just pump to make everything else big. Counters on Haruka. Yeah. There's a Mikage Shiro. Does he want to grab Rhea, Shiro, or Percival?
So
I don't
Percival.
think he can grab Sage. I
Mikage?
don't think it has.
It has
Oh,
fly. It has
right,
fly.
right.
Yeah, 4 choices.
But I think he would just want to grab. He does have True Power. No, True Power's gone now. He would probably grab Rhea.
Probably grab Rhea.
Do you want to keep the Shiro in the deck just in case you get another altar? You can just auto search for it at instant speed and play it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because his deck's built on a lot of small guys just going wide and then just having like instant speed Shiro into play that make weird awkward trades and still stuff.
So I think there's a universe where he like tries to get Sigurd to the 2-point altar, get an Athenia,
He could.
tap my stones, cast perfect Loki in response to
Yeah,
anything
look at the
trying
He grabbed
to
it.
get
He
rid of
grabbed-
the graveyard. He can get Dark Alice.
Yep, he did grab the Shiro because it's a green black card. It can also pump and make something.
Yep. Okay.
So here, I just want to know how many cards Steven has in his grave. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I counted 9 or 8.
Yeah.
So he can get up to 11 or 11.
Swing for 10.
Yeah, 11 or 12. No, he can get up to 12 or 13. Literally, I think Steven would have to try to go for some of these plays. So he would
He's gonna
respond.
block the Rezard with the Bane.
I think he's going to use he's going to discard the Negate and kill it.
Shrink pump.
Oh,
He's going to use Fire to kill it so the 10 goes through.
Sack to
banishes this to altar. Banishes it to that altar?
He's banishing.
Because if he banishes to altar, he can do the perfect Loki before the pumps happen.
Yeah, that's the only other play line I see here. So he didn't put that. He wanted to have one counter there. He's wanted so the Athena can go to there to replace itself for another Athena to recover 3 stones.
Yeah.
And then he has the one counter there to be able to do other stuff too if he needs to.
Just let them damage.
Swing 7.
Yep. So he just took the 10. And he can just do the same thing here with Kaguya too, just like reanimate that scythe.
Yeah.
Make pump plus 8.
a
Get
what?
you 4, 15.
8, 16.
14 right now.
So yeah, so Steven's not looking in a good spot. Ken basically has this. And Lars is he could have sacked both altar sacks above his altar.
Block.
Okay. That's possible, but the problem is that the perfect Loki's in hand.
Yeah,
That's
Lars.
what might be throwing the math off.
Yeah. Perfect Loki's in his hand.
So he does have to actually pay real mana for it.
Yeah. The only play line is just sack Athena, altar, ready 3 stones, and play it.
So Holscheiser blocks the Kaguya coming in. And then Ken just lets it happen. It's fine.
2 for Mrs. Alice.
You for 2?
Damage.
Me for 2.
Yep.
So let's go through. Unless Ken pumps it for some reason, which I don't think he will.
Sure, put 19.
I don't think you can. That puts counters on flyers.
No, you can pump any resonator you control.
Does?
It doesn't put counters. Yep, you can pump any resonator you control. And you can
Oh,
make
Phyrecia.
Yeah, Phyrecia. Yeah.
Not even Phyrecia.
No. Sorry. Yeah, Phyrecia pumps anything. Pumps and makes
she does.
anything.
Swing at you for
Now
14. Yeah.
Sack altar.
And now he's gonna have to do the
me
pull
think.
play line.
You're altering for 2 right now.
Multi for 2.
Attacked all for 2.
16.
Sig. Oh, he can't. You can't block. Like I'm trying to think what other 2-drops he plays in his deck. It does something right now.
Loki's an enters
Hold on.
trigger, right? Like I'll be able to
I'm
respond
not sure either.
to the enters. Yeah, and it only gets butts, right?
Yes, it gets butts.
He can get his own Phyrecia?
I guess he can get his own Phyrecia. Yeah, I
17,
mean that he might just do that.
Just to stay alive for
Yeah,
a turn?
yeah, he might just do that.
Search for your 2.
Yeah, it was like grabbing
Yeah,
a
he's grabbing his
Phyrecia.
own Phyrecia to blocks to survive. Phyrecia on bottom. Yep.
It's a mighty one.
Yeah.
It's a mighty one.
I can count. I see the lethal.
Yeah. I always forget that Loki always gets butts. Actually, I didn't realize it was lethal until right there. Okay.
Block.
Okay, blocks. You could give it drink.
How many in hand?
3.
I don't know if that's relevant, but you could.
Not really. I mean, Ken has Sigurd in his grave still. So this,
get rid of these.
all this goes through, then he can read him. So his Dark House is in grave, so Ken would probably just play his Sigurd, sack for Athenia.
We will respond. Damage calculation.
I'm not 100% sure.
Doesn't kill.
Doesn't kill.
Doesn't kill yet. I mean, that's the thing here.
So you're at 17. Okay.
No cards in hand.
Not in hand.
Admittedly, my
well-
brain is not powerful enough to do
Pitch to
more
kill
than
it.
say things are happening. It's a beautiful day.
Kill the Dark Alice.
Yep, kill the Dark Alice by discarding.
Oh, so now he can sack here for
I will
Athenia.
pump here.
Sure.
Recover 3 stones, remove grave.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And then he has perfect Loki.
He does, but then he has to not block. He's already declared blocks.
Then we'll go ahead and crack out this altar.
For 1?
Banish it for a 1 drop.
This has 1 pump right now, correct?
Yeah, it's 1 pump.
Okay.
And
2 in hand.
another Fiery Angel does nothing. Makagi Rhea.
He could go get Morning Angel and rip the Death Scythes out of the graveyard.
But he'll just burn them back into his hand.
Yeah.
I mean, sure,
Get
but
one.
then he just rips his whole graveyard in exchange.
Oh, yep.
And there's a block at
Targets.
You got a block. So
Sigurd.
I think he should have just
Kage.
got.
And
So he'll just reanimate with the Death Scythe.
Mauricio.
I'm going to remove those 3 to get a save.
No, I am.
I am.
Yeah.
I can
So I
live
don't
with
think Steven should have gone for the Morning Angel play. It just he just gets the Death Scythes back and he gets more pump spells now.
that. Oh.
Just get back to
Yeah.
the Death Scythe.
Yeah, the perfect
Yeah.
Loki now.
Just gonna look. Take one of them. I wonder what's in his hand.
3 Death Scythes.
Huh.
I would think here.
Glint of Insight named Death Scythe? If only.
How many in hand right now?
Ken he should have reanimated
There's 18?
that card first.
18?
Yeah. We've been a busy bee.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, he's 18 cards engraved.
18?
Yeah.
Which is...
It is clearly enough to really clear the board.
Yeah. Sounds correct. I think.
Minus plus.
Yeah. Because now when you... Now he has to, like, discard these Death Scythes before Loki is played
Minus plus.
in order to make it so
We'll respond by
that... In order to make it
removing Grave.
so that it just survives the Ploki and then he can just Ploki.
Shuffle cards back in my deck.
What are the cards you're targeting?
I believe is the idea. And that way Steven has run him completely out of cards.
Yeah. That seems
Looks like Athenia, before it gets killed, is going to shuffle those altars back in the deck.
Seems that way. Problem, Ken's deck, he just plays, I think, 2 Athenians in his deck, so it's really hard for him to like have a really good graveyard answer other than Morning Angel.
Yeah.
These 4. For 14.
I'll leave it at 14.
I trust you mostly.
Which kills everything on the upkeep next turn.
And the plus is here again, right?
That's where I targeted, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to put some counters on this guy.
Okay. Yeah, grab one of those.
I'm going to regrow scythe.
That's a weird plus. So he has 2 scythes now.
These triggers can resolve.
As a response to the Athena trigger.
Yeah.
See, and then we're back to the next neg coming
So
through.
this will be dying right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's gonna kill the Athenia with the next egg coming in, so he's gonna give him like a responsible bill.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Forgot. I need to put one more card back on bottom of my deck. Sorry.
Okay.
Athenia dies here, do we care?
So he put some more cards on the bottom of his deck.
Bottom.
Resolve.
Now he has
Yep.
13.
He dies.
Yep.
Steven might have missed. Well, now he's back to 14.
It gets removed. Then we go to this side. These are gone.
Those are gone. They were on personal for some reason.
So he has 14 cards.
Yep. And then next turn he just goes casts.
Ken's turn or Steven's turn?
Get him
It's
before?
Steven's turn.
Okay.
Oh
So-
wait,
So
4 in the air.
he can cast Perfect Loki for neg 14, and then he can discard the Pump
24.
Chronica to make her a 12, and then Godzar to make her a 16. So she'll survive, but your Loki will be killed.
Farco gains 4 for.
She's a vampire. She's a vampire, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's running at 8/8, plus a discard makes her a 12,
8, 8, 12.
plus 4 more, 16. So she'll survive the Noki neg, which is like 14.
There.
He's trying to think if he wants to reanimate Sig or not, which I don't think he should. And then he can just response and kill the Perfect Loki with Rizard, Faraka.
Yeah.
Clear your board. Barker's a very good card, by the way, guys.
It's very good.
Playing in a green-black deck before that card.
So,
God, why is this so difficult?
I guess you can do that
Because
play.
you've got to put Athena on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's why.
October
I don't think the
doesn't
one
draw
mana
a green
really.
card.
I think it does. I don't know. It depends on your hand, but not really.
Because then you live at
So
1
the
and
problem-
get to...
Sorry, what were you saying, Cal?
Because then you live at 1, if my math is right as to what Steven's life total is.
Yeah, I see here though. He would have been at 15 cards, and so Ken would have responded to the enter effect. He would have done all that stuff. He would have shot both of the guards. So it should be 14.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, eh?
15. Doesn't change much.
No, I think you would have to respond to the enter after the enter effect resolves. Then you gods art pump your board so nothing hits graveyard before enter effect checks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's relevant.
Because you would put both of them in the graveyard and then they effect a check and they would make.
Yeah, so you can't discard and kill. Can't. This is a little bit of a pickle Tenzin here because if he gods arts in response to the enter trigger, and then the enter trigger is big enough to kill everything on the board.
So he has to let the enter effect come in. The enter effect resolves, but then you have a response window after it resolves to pump, right?
No.
No.
Enter ability resolves, everything on your board gets negative O's and negative X, and then it'll all die to state-based actions before you can do anything.
Makes sense.
So far, he can't like.
He gets a passive.
He can kill this stuff easily, but
So this deck
if
just has
he
a
kills
16
it, all of his stuff dies because he can get that Faraka up to a 16.
It would still
Is that
die.
16 we thought, right?
It would be 16, yeah.
Yeah, and so now it'll die because the perfect Loki at least will die. Even if he points everything at just the perfect Loki.
The size
perfect
of the
Loki
shrink
dies,
is
goes to
determined on
16,
resolution?
the board is wiped. And I have no
So
idea if this
here-
is on his turn or whose turn this is. But
So he could have just responded. He could do it before cast. Respond to casting the card, kill that, and 15 goes 16.
15, it goes to 16. It's one of those things where it's like, there's no reason not to God Art.
It gets rid of 2 guys, but if
You now have to go cool, untap, play a Death
Yeah,
Sight,
alright,
and
God's
cross
Art.
my fingers.
Targets here.
the other thing that's
No,
annoying
wait a
is that
minute.
Steven still
One on
still
each.
has
No,
Sigurd
wait.
engraved, so
Let me think.
Yeah, and so
many times
Steven
am I gonna
gets
do
the
that?
next turn
Yeah,
to
we'll
do
target
silly things.
Yeah,
I
Steven
think
has
they're just
Sigurd, yeah.
discussing through
Yeah,
this.
so shoot him down
figuring
and then
out
I'll
the
lose one.
maths. And so, yeah, he's just going to God Art, kill the perfect Loki, everything dies.
well, also
what's it
doesn't.
Draw.
He draws another Versi.
So?
He can't play it this turn because it will die, but he can play Death Sight.
Well, black, green? Yep.
The mana.
Not really what you
But he gets
want
part
to,
of that.
but you get
So now he gets double Freaka, which is actually kind of painful because you don't have any responses other than the Sig. So I think here he can.
Yeah, you really did say double black wizard, didn't you?
he does play
brutal.
3 March.
I think it happened in our Swiss hand too. It's like double
He
black
just,
wizard.
he just gets that.
Like, I need to touch this a
How
little
many
bit.
Athenas do we know
It's
he
my
put
own
back?
money.
We know he put back
one in hand?
one Athena, and he has 1 engraved still. And then he put back 3 Death Sights, right?
That sounds right.
Get back a death side.
Yep. Go ahead.
He drew a true power off the top. I think Steven's in a stabilized position because.
Well, especially
he has
with the
Sig.
True Power.
Yeah,
Because
he
you
has
just cast True Power, banish the Morning Angel. Get perfect Loki.
We'll cast a Sigurd.
Also just cast a Sigurd.
Somewhere, there's a 4 in there somewhere.
Okay. Goes and gets a Sacrificial Altar.
Cut.
Okay.
We'll play Freed.
13.
Freed from the altar to go to.
Athena.
Oh my god. I do nothing. Go ahead and cast it.
Okay. Good card. at some point you just got to part of true power and get this. You can part of true power your Sigurd. That feels nice. Okay.
I mean, he doesn't really have to. He can just put cards back in his deck and put Loki back in there and just do other things.
That's also true. You can just
part Sigurd
Loki,
into-
but I think
But he's just true power to Loki, yeah.
hey, look.
Plenty enough, right?
Yep.
Now Ken has no cards in hand. He has his top deck next turn. And that's it, basically. Not definitively, but it's more than likely going to be the case that that's all that Ken will have access to. He draws a card.
Drew an Athena.
That's
fine. Like, yeah, so now Steven can abuse his like Ultra Sigloops.
Like, one of did you even
as
top
if,
deck that card? Top deck's that card. That's pretty good.
to a point, yeah, but he's still in a powerful position.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah. He's got 5 mana.
Get your graveyard.
He's now going to try to
put
remove
back
the
my graveyard?
graveyard 80 times.
Remove graveyard.
Yep, sure, cool.
So now they're both at a weird stalemate of top decking, kind of, but Steven in his hand, I think, is a far.
What do I have left? These are real
start.
questions.
About as much as I have.
That's
I
a
need
lot
real
of cards
answers.
when they're removed from graveyard.
Yeah, that's what that Resort deck
How
does.
many more cards does Ken Tover even have in his
yeah, go ahead.
deck?
Probably like at least, I think, 10 maybe.
Yeah.
Large is saying go to game 2, jeez.
Yeah, this game 1 has taken almost 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Judgment?
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I can do that.
He's gonna Judgment Hanzo and
that
flip a
10-10?
rune.
10.
Oh, he's gonna unflip.
Flip a room back? Oh, man, I'm gonna lose to that.
He's gonna unflip.
Jesus.
We're gonna put
What's he gonna get?
I mean, Power of Immortality is certainly a thought.
It doesn't do anything because Athena.
Yeah.
But then they just
Like Athena's
push
love.
yeah.
Which one is it?
Athena is
The
love.
banished one.
Athena's
Okay.
love.
Combat. 8.
Here's 8. Would you like to trade?
Come on.
He's gonna trade.
Athena's love.
Do the thing.
Athena's love.
Make you banish.
You banish your
Return.
Resonator, and all
Yep.
of my Resonators gain
16?
Eternal.
Yeah.
Take 8.
Swing 8.
Hey.
Another 8. That's 8.
Have we gone through all 4 death slides at this point?
Yeah.
We really have?
Yeah.
He was at 24, he took 16.
Yep. He's at 8.
The turning point of the game was 4 turns ago when I top decked my last altar.
Yep.
I couldn't play Sigurd, and it.
We'll say pass.
Yep.
Okay.
We're on a game 2.
And this was
Steven got
miserable,
game
too.
1.
That's quite possibly the worst possible hits. Yeah, it's the worst possible hits.
Oh, it's 60 minutes of just playing. God.
It wasn't all play.
Yeah,
So
that
now
when
they
I
have
said
about
to do that,
34
I did
minutes.
Yeah, that was actually
Yeah,
fine.
what,
I think
5
you
minutes
aren't
aside,
good if you
25
don't
minutes
draw
play.
it.
Yeah.
I think it was your out to
I
draw
wanted
it.
to alter it. That's the thing.
No, I think altering it was bad. I think you lose too much of your board.
I would have had like an altar or 2 on there. So all I did was have the second altar. I had 2 altars in play. I just had to sack 1 altar just to get there.
So yeah, now we get to go to sideboards. There are a few cards that you bring in these matchups that'll be at least semi-competent.
Yeah. So, Steven, One More Morning Angel, and
There's Morning
Majors,
Angel,
another Dark Alice, maybe another Perfect Loki.
Yeah.
It was a very rough game to watch.
Let's see. Tober can bring in another Perfect Loki. He does get to bring in Peer the Godspeed Archer. That's
actually pretty good.
actually not a terrible card in this matchup.
No, because you remove your strangers, you get more counters.
Yep. And you just ping stuff.
Well, it's mostly just killing altar.
Yeah,
Like,
killing
when they-
altar.
when
Kill
they-
altar, kill
yeah.
altar, kill altar.
When
Gets
they-
2
yep.
Morning Angels. And you probably could bring in the
The
don't
funny,
cheats.
And the funny thing about that is you have him in play and Faraka. Faraka costs 1, not 2.
That's true. That is, as a matter of fact. So yeah. It'll be a bit. But we're continuing to power
We are surviving.
It's beautiful, overly sunny, kind of muggy day.
Yeah, it's pretty humid outside. You kind of feel it inside, but
Yep. But it's a good day because I'm here playing Collinsville.
but we do have a lot of pretty Uber cards they gave us for this event, which is pretty
That
nice.
is true.
That was a plus.
I guess double
That was
10
a
drop would have been
plus.
about as
Big
bad.
plus for this event. Now, the question is, who will take the coin? Ken will take it again?
Ken gets the choice, and he took the coin in game 1. So it
think
seems
Logan?
likely that I'll probably take the coin in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, pretty bad.
That would have been pretty bad.
Only makes the most amount of sense to me. So, how are you doing, chat? Are you having a good day?
Oh, what to do about that?
Listen to
What to
me
do about that stranger there?
mutter about
What do you mean?
altar lines.
Sorry. It's like I'm with someone
At
there.
that time, it benefited you
Yeah.
pretty
Along
greatly.
with my buddy Andrew Batland.
Yes, sir.
Good people.
You're going second again?
Yeah.
Watching people, there's actually a reasonable amount of people doing side events too. Like,
They're-
it looks
yeah,
like
they got a-
Wanderer had like 10 to
10
12
people.
or something.
And then another New Frontiers match has 10 people.
Yep.
They said they're also going to do sealed and like a limited, like sealed and draft side events too, if anyone wants to do
They
it.
were talking about it. I know Bremont wanted to probably get some started because that boy's a fiend for that. But we have our mulligans. Get to watch some more of all of you.
Oh.
I just saw Ken Tober draw a copy.
Oh, but he
Good
can
to go?
cast
Yeah,
it.
go
He
ahead.
does have green stones.
My mulligan.
He can, yes, but
Steven's
Yeah.
hands, Dark
it looks like he
Alice,
just showed
Fat.
his hand to Jalen and said, "I just drew out of this." Yeah, he drew three white cards
Yeah.
in his
Open
base black deck. He has 2 Gusting Skies.
Free?
So if he goes T1 to Gusting Skies, maybe there's
Feels
a
fine.
chance.
Feels fine.
That's fine.
Steven goes turn.
So, I mean, if he doesn't hit it, I think you ramp out Death Scythe to try to get a black wizard off the top 2 so you have a black base.
Yeah. So yeah, that hand is looking a little bit rough.
So Death Scythe, pray to God
No,
that
to
you
get one back.
hit a black. You hit something else. Yep. Oh, there's all the. This play right here is cool. You killing gimmick with a Faust. So you get a Faust on play turn 1.
Draw gain 1,000.
And you draw a card and you gain 1,000.
Actually works.
Yes.
Oh,
It's
shit.
pretty,
36 on the
cheeky.
wrong side.
So you have a 14-14 beat stick on turn 1 that they have to
Dropping
deal
this.
with.
It's actually pretty wild.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And Moan cannot kill it because
Activate
it
bonus.
costs.
See, I didn't know it actually worked for activate bonus.
It does, yeah. So now Moan cannot kill it because it costs 6.
Yeah.
It's a big
That is
buff.
true.
It's a very big body on turn 1.
It is a very big body on turn 1.
I'm sorry?
I'm just gonna read it real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
That's something. Problem is that's kind of
All Steven, I saw a Dark Alice, Raya, an Altar, and I'm trying to think what else there was.
Ken Tober's hand looks like it's 2 don't cheats, a sacrificial altar, 3 white cards, and something.
I think it's Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Aww.
He's gonna say Spanish. He's like, don't cheat that. Oh.
Yep.
Draw a card off that too.
You're good.
Ooh, baby. Yeah.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
Drew a third
Drew a
don't cheat.
Don't cheat.
Oh,
Okay. Well, I guess that Steven doesn't get to resolve any other runes.
64 and I'm at 22.
Ken Tober will go
Sounds
to
right.
54.
And then Steven down to 22.
So now, what do we do? Cast a Calico Cat.
Sure.
And then pass.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Okay.
Layla?
Layla. She's a good card.
I think she's okay.
Yeah, resolve.
Yeah.
I might be proven wrong. People love that card.
About 30 minutes. That'll be good.
That was
The head judge will let
Clocks.
us know when the clock
Yeah.
is.
I hope so.
To,
It looks like round 3, the third place match is already finished.
yeah.
It was either between
Perfect.
Derek
Sure.
or Ian, which we don't know. One side.
attack.
Yeah.
Go.
Bremont.
Bremont. Who won? Ian or Derek?
Sounds like Derek won and got himself third place. So
Little effect.
we have a Dark Owl still. Okay. Okay.
Where?
Rhea goes and bins probably a Sigurd.
Sigurd, yeah.
Effect.
Right now, Steven's trying to stabilize against that 14-14, and I think with the Rhea play, it's fine. Just block, kind of.
Yeah, you have blockers at least, so like.
Unless can top deck say Haruka, then it's just kind of awkward.
Yeah.
March. Target Sigurd.
Yeah. Yeah, you needed to have it there.
Effect.
No, don't try to play power mortality right now. I don't think it'll go well for you.
He could hardcast it too.
Yeah.
He can hardcast because he has a 2 plus the 1, so he could just hardcast the counter chant, whatever he does. He could have just countered that chant right now,
Yeah.
which probably he should have done. Because it would have tapped out Steven.
It would have been an option, sure.
I think it would have. I would have done it. If it tapped him out, no resources, just a Makage Ray and Dark Owl support.
Select Altar. Select Altar. Select Altar. Select Altar.
Yep, and respond to search. Now he puts it on the bottom.
Yeah, that would be
First drop.
probably the logical thing to do.
So you would figure out what he grabs first. If it's the Athena respond the enter effect, then you put the card on the bottom. Because you don't want to. You can just grab another sig against the second.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. Like,
Doesn't matter too
Didn't want to
enormously.
he does have the morning angel.
Right.
Oh,
he
yeah,
did.
Dark Elf's in play.
That's right. You're right.
This thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he left up the green because
Trust
he
me,
had the
I
Calvin
was like, holy shit, he's got the actual just stone nuts. I was not so happy
He's
about
just
it.
going to rip 3 cards from it.
That's right.
Get
The
those
altar, the
3.
sig, and the Dark House.
Yeah.
There's Dark House.
Yep.
And then he gets the Athena.
Yep.
That's foretold.
Effect.
Cast Sephiroth.
Draw Discord.
Oh! Jesus. Okay, results.
Seem to have realized something. Having a good hearty belly laugh.
That was a bad.
What's that?
I don't know what that was all about. That was.
You'll know real soon. You're done getting your paid invite.
Another one.
Draw Discord.
Okay. Interesting.
No, never mind. I'm okay. I can't read twice.
Have the Sigurd put in the graveyard, then reanimate it.
Oh, yes, he
Get rid of cat.
Gonna moan
Just
of the
tapping
dead
one
the
to
Calico
play it?
Cat
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
instead. Okay.
I mean,
So
you
this is
could
on the
put-
chase.
Yeah, you could put the Sephiroth in graveyard.
I am going to go ahead and put a March on the bottom of your library.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Okay.
you don't want to
Yep.
put it back in the deck. Yeah, that's right. I was thinking of Exile.
Yeah. Okay. What's your next line here then? You've got 2 mana available.
My line was Makage Ray gets Sigurd, get more stone to get the thing going still. But then it's the same thing as like, because you maintain priority, you replay Sigurd, you can't cap it, can you?
Yeah.
I have no idea what he's going to do here now. He has a Makage Ray in hand, green white stone, another Moan in hand.
You can chump block this Faust for a turn. So that he slows the clock down by 1 and gets to have another turn where he tries to do stuff. What do you get with that, I guess? So you get the altar, you get the Sigurd, you get something off the Sigurd.
You would just keep Sigurd in play because you can force the block onto.
Also, you had to get the cat out of the way first because otherwise you bin your Sigurd and well, I suppose you.
Yeah. So what you would do is you put those 3 into play. You pass the Sigurd into play because he has Bane that blocks and kills the Faust.
Right.
So you get rid of that. He gains life. You kill it. You have the 2 there. You still have 2. So whatever he does to do anything to hit your Sigurd, you still have Altar in play. You can sack one of those 2. You sack the Maria to that to get Dark Alice.
Yeah.
Put it into play. Draw some cards. He can't hit you.
14.
In any case, 14.
That's probably what you should have done, but I'm not even 100% sure. It's just that 14/14 is massive on turn 1. It's like it's really putting in the work.
Yeah.
And Steven just can't answer it. Because Steven doesn't even play like any white spells. He plays just the Moans. Yeah.
Power of Immortality, but don't cheat it.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Calico Cat.
I will block.
Okay. Go to 78.
Throw it in the way.
Ken is at 68. Yep. That's a lot of life.
That's a lot of life. So
Stone.
now, call stone, another black stone. You can look at his
Yellow base.
yeah.
Trying to
Because
figure
the
out.
Dark House?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Dark House. You can't read right now.
Oh, it's not. It's on the bottom.
No, it was exiled.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
know
we
they
think
do.
they have like I think they have
I
like
don't know how to
15.
set the timer up, Jeremy.
Let's game at 25.
It's Araya.
Change this.
Yep.
Up at 4. Just click on the time. Yeah, just don't worry about it. They have
19 minutes from 60 minutes.
Just use your phone and set a timer.
I'm not going to touch Jeremy's stuff because I will break it. Any case.
Verifying my options before we.
Bins
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I believe he's binning the Sigurd.
Bends a Sigurd, gets
Casts the
that,
Sigurd,
casts
gets
the
this
Sigurd,
sacrificial altar.
gets
So
a
one.
massive board.
Goes in for
Take
one.
And 4.
17.
And 4. Gosh, I'm bad at math.
God bless. Load of black. I need to spend 1. Yeah, that's probably
Sack
right.
altar. An open green, the black stone.
He would sack here to get Athena to recover 3, I think.
Can very much do that.
That's what I would do. You sack the first 3 up there, the Sigurd, the Angel, and
I
the
will
Cat.
have 2, so if you have.
Cover 3. But he's worried about the Morning Angel
That's
play,
okay.
which
Alright.
is just awkward.
Yeah, the Morning
One.
Angel makes everything
2.
very awkward.
3.
Sure.
Use it.
An altar. Okay.
It's good.
You gotta go for it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And just triggers on the stack. Do you have any effects?
So yeah, enter trigger on the stack.
Oh, he did have the Morning Angel in hand.
Yep, he did. But the problem is that that's white, so that Dark Alice gets a copy.
Wow. He had everything.
Had a few things.
Yeah, sure.
This entire game
Draw.
came down to the fact that
Ken drew all his tech cards.
no, it wasn't even Ken drew all of his tech cards. Ken
Pretty
went
juicy
turn to
one.
Death Scythe with Milla Faust.
Camilla Faust, yeah. With the healing
What
gimmick
do you have left?
combo.
What am I worrying about?
The healing
You
gimmick
have the search
Faust
for any
combo.
card. It's not a bad
Now
one.
it's just kind of like okay.
Okay. Get rid of that.
There's a here.
Second draw. Ooh.
They appear.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Cover
discards
3.
Mikage Sajuro.
Yep.
He did side the second Mikage though.
Ah, he did.
Oh. Sided 2 out.
Oh, I like that.
I think I lose to that right now. I think I just lost.
So there's a lot happening, but this is
So
another
Ken
situation.
sided 2 altars out.
decided 2 altars out. Intriguing.
Whoops.
He should have. Yeah, he should have.
Normally I don't get the combo
put him
against you.
back on the bottom.
Probably.
Okay. All right. You know, I've heard of worse.
So does that mean he just whiffed on
Probably not.
Sigurd?
Yeah. Sigurd's just a body right
Go
now.
ahead.
So he cast Sigurd and miscounted his altars.
Yeah. So Steven now is in. Steven's at an interesting spot because he can just cast Rhea, get a Sigurd. So his hand is Mikage Rhea, a Moan, and something else.
Yep.
And 2 cards. Whatever. I can't see the other 2 cards. He just flickers too fast. You can't see his hand.
He does like to flicker his cards. So it feels like Mikage Rhea is probably just your first step, and then you ram the Sigurd, and then you try to do stuff. You just kind of got 6 mana. 6 mana? Am I counting that right? 5 mana? 5.
5 mana.
You have 5 mana. You don't have. It's got a reasonable start to an amount of stuff going on. So
Rhea?
that's a Rhea. Let's see what we get.
He's gonna get a Sigurd.
1 card in hand?
Or he just texts 1 Belial to play the Belial.
Yeah, but the Belial wouldn't work here because you need to cast the Sigurd because the Sigurd is the priority.
Yeah.
Or
I'm joking. No one would play Belial.
Here, I played Belial. Fool, I played Belial. You want to know why? Because it gives this stupid altar deck a definitive win con. So I just banish all my cat tokens. But now that's the point at which you go ahead and bin I don't know, Yogg-Sothoth.
Sigurd?
Oh my goodness.
Kill all your 2-drops.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a Sigurd. It's been cast. Now we go and get, I presume, an altar. Yep. Grab the altar. Okay. Okay. He's got 3 taps. He's got 2 on taps.
Yep. Pump it. 4 in the air.
He can boop him for 4. Oh yeah. Dang.
Second altar.
My plan has been formed.
I don't think there's much Steven can do from here, though. Those other 2 cards were like a Moan and something else, which isn't very impactful. And so if he gets perfect
He's got
Loki,
an in-hand altar.
yeah, if he has an in-hand altar, it's interesting because if he does that 3 recovers 3, he can play the Loki. He doesn't have enough to play Loki and Dark Alice. That's the problem.
Right. Doesn't he?
So here,
Casts altar. He banishes Sigurd to altar. He banishes altar. His opponent tries to rip the graveyard. And then
I don't think he has enough. He's trying to clear the whole board, so I think he's trying to get enough to kill Mouse too, which is not going to happen. He has enough for Moan, I believe, in hand. So I think he just needs 6 cards of grave to kill the Faust.
yeah, you just get to that point, and then you go because then you get to that point. You protect your dude with the Dark Alice, and then you go Moan, banish my Loki, kill Faust.
Well, the other card is a target.
Target
Oh, it's
is...
March. Also, can march back.
No, that's not even a card. I thought I had another card in there.
You can't. Yeah, just.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. I think
yeah,
he thought
he
he had a Sigurd in there, and he didn't.
Yeah, so he tried to take it back, but he already like picked up the deck and started looking and stuff.
Yeah. So, oof, it's a bit of a misplay.
Yeah, I'm gonna Calico Cat the target to the bottom.
He thought he had the other Sigurd in there.
Yeah.
Now I don't think he cares if this gets bottled.
Yeah.
It sucks. Don't get me wrong.
Sack Sigurd to kill Athenian.
Get your graveyard. Get your graveyard.
Sack altar.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Goes and gets what I'm presuming the Dark Elf to protect the graveyard.
Yeah, but now Steven doesn't have anything else other than just the 1
I
world.
wasn't sure if you cited another one. I forgot to look.
That's where it was. I was
kills
like,
the
where did Dark Alice go? It was there, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. All right, so Athenia's down. You get your little
card's
deck.
good.
Okay, so you want to shuffle?
Yeah, sure.
The entire series period of time.
Well, you get it. Yeah,
That
resolve
card
Dark
comes
Alice.
into
Yeah.
play. He has 1 stone. He has no way to
Which makes a really big deal here.
Well, he gets a Layla.
He does get
Dark Alice.
He gets a block.
Yep.
That says chump block, a
It's a
Faust,
chump block.
and gain a stone.
Oh, he does have the. He does have another
That's-
moan.
that's-
Yeah,
in
yeah,
it.
it hasn't resolved yet. Yeah,
He just drew the moan on top with the Dark Alice.
Second stone.
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna bang. Oh, he's trying to set up perfect mana.
Oh, he drew his perfect Loki.
Oh, but
Okay.
So we're
there's
interested?
some spicy
got
stuff
it.
that could go down here because he banished. He has altar. He has moan. So he has an online Dark Alice. If his opponent goes swing Faust and you go cool, block with Layla, you get a stone.
we
Then you
will-
can cast perfect.
Sack. Kill the Faust. Little trigger.
Is that the preferable play? I'm not sure, but it's a thing you can do. Oh, I think he moaned. Did he moan?
Yeah, he moaned the
moaned, okay.
Layla to get a stone.
That makes more sense. He moans the Layla to get a stone. and
So
kills
now
the
he has
Faust.
2. So he has enough to really just. He has enough to.
Can he clear the board?
He should. He has
Yeah,
perfect. He has
he has a
perfect
huge-
will right now, but I don't.
He has a
we
huge
will
graveyard.
cast you.
But the problem is, he doesn't have a way to stop
Good grief.
the other stuff.
So I didn't draw it, or I did?
Not board
So-
draw.
Okay.
Okay.
Chance
So
of
he
Magic
can
Stone.
nuke the board and then pass it back to him, and then he still has his Sig plays on his side.
Kentober does?
No,
Or Steven?
Steven does.
Steven does,
Yeah,
yeah.
Steven does.
So Steven now has to. So he has the Sigurd in graveyard.
Cute.
So he gets to do stuff. Now this is the point where it starts to get spooky for
What's the total? I actually didn't count.
It's 15.
Okay.
this cat because Steven might have found the line to get out of there. I presume that means 16. Really
Yeah.
no idea.
So he's hitting the board for 15.
Okay.
Draw.
Because 6 wouldn't have accomplished all of that. All right. Well, calls a stone. He's got 2 cards in hand. Oof. Yeah, this is.
He has enough to get that too.
I do wonder if Steven didn't just reasonably find a way to get out of that jam.
Go.
Took a while,
Draw turn.
but he got
Yeah.
there.
Untap.
So yeah,
Yeah.
pass to Steven, draw for turn.
So Steven now reanimates a Sig. Gets Alter, gets Athena.
Cast Sigurd.
Yeah.
Interfect.
Yeah.
Gets Sig, gets Alter, gets Athenia because
If I hadn't replayed that Sigurd, I think I win that turn.
that
Can Athenia's yard 3
just
times.
banish
I just
the
wasted
Dark
2 mana. I
Alice
thought I could go get it. I decided to.
first you
Alters
go in
out.
for damage probably.
I played Sigurd for actual nothing.
We with Caster Vision know that
swing it.
Tober doesn't have anything that can stop it.
70.
Yeah, as you guys heard, Ken shouldn't have played his Sig.
So a slight
Cat.
Yeah.
life towards cast a Calico Cat.
So he's at
Select the altar.
so Ken is he should be at not 560.
Recast.
Stupid.
So yeah, he hit him for 12, so he should be at 46. Or no, sorry.
It's a big punt. I don't think I can lose if I don't do exactly that.
56.
Gets Sephiroth. Gonna rip a card out of the hand.
Oh, I don't get both effects.
Garcia.
I just give it to him. I want to draw a card.
Oh, he doesn't. He's gonna draw a card off because he doesn't have a Athenian play at the moment. Just making sure.
And I don't know if he has any more altars either. He has the one, that's all we know of right now. Steward.
Steven.
Alter.
Steven, yeah.
Steven can go and get an Athenia
Select altar.
here.
Select altar.
Oh yeah, and he has to leave the Dark Alice for perfect mana. He gets the Athenia, he shuffles the altars back in. That doesn't matter, he untaps 2 stones.
Effect.
Untaps 3. Shuffle goes back in. Cast it. Cast it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll float 4 green.
I'm gonna shuffle some cards back to my grave.
Sure.
I presume it's time of the round for not our tournament.
Yeah. Someone says he's at 66,000?
Thanks.
No. He took damage last turn, so he took a total of 12.
In any case,
Who's
he's gonna
fourth?
shuffle the. He's gonna bottom deck Athena.
Effect.
Sorry.
But I can go.
Select alter.
Sack Sigurd to alter.
Sigurd?
Play Sigurd. Go get a Sephiroth. Do stuff. Do. This is how these matches go. And now it's just to see how long it is until Steven can lock the game in.
It's pretty much already locked. And Steven will
Jordan's
just sack his perfect Loki to his deck, sack alter, get perfect Loki again. He'll just repeat the process every single turn. So
We'll say pass.
I did miss 1,000 at some point. I don't know where.
So Steven kind of already has this locked in to where he can just keep cycling his Loki every single turn into his deck,
Yeah.
and then just that's what these alter decks just do.
Cast Araya. So
That's fine.
yeah, just go ahead. Your Araya resolves. Puts a Death Scythe in his graveyard. He has black to be able to crack and burn it, so the graveyard is not the most relevant thing. And then he does have that way to loot the Loki. Yeah. He goes for the Judgment play.
Trigger that.
Okay. So he's gonna put the Death Scythe back in his hand.
2 black, I guess.
What's the modes for the?
I'm putting it in my hand right now.
Oh, you're putting it in your hand?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's right.
Okay. So now it goes. He pitches 3 cards from the yard to go and get the Death Scythe, and he's going to probably try to do a Judgment line this
Good.
turn.
Yep.
I don't think the design's
Yeah,
the right
floating
play,
black
though,
green, I guess.
I mean,
Black, black.
admittedly, I
Black,
don't
black.
agree, but the question is, what else do you do? It's your one out.
Um,
I don't really know what you hit to get out of it. Maybe Athenia, but Athenia, you Goddard, kill their Dark Alice.
But then Steven will just respond to Judge and just cycle perfect Loki back in and do the same thing. Just make your board for 17 or 18.
But yeah, so the untapped Reser leads me into this presumption that that's what's going to happen. Kentover's looking very pensively at his Death Scythe.
if I play the Scythe, how fast does the Mythic trigger resolve?
Due to rule state, so it'll instantly go away without anything on the chase.
Before I even choose the modes? Okay.
I think you could stack it in a way that like, it's on equity ability, so I'm thinking you could chase to it if you want to.
The mythic trigger?
Yeah.
No, it's just
If you can't chase to it, otherwise, if you could chase to it, it would chase to itself and like infinitely chase, right? Yeah.
Interesting.
The way you would think it would work. I think Tober is presuming it works the way that
Magic works with Legend.
yeah, not even the way that Magic works with Legend. You would presume it's working the way that it probably should work, but has been said that it doesn't work by the company. So, because Mythic is a triggered keyword where it says if you have 2 of these on the board, it makes a trigger that says you banish one of them, and you can respond to that trigger.
Okay.
Problem is if that's the way that it does work, if it would then immediately create a
one card in hand.
infinite amount of triggers.
On a chase, use Calico Cat, put Faust on the bottom of your
Calico
deck.
Cat. Stabbing a Calico. Yeah. He's bottom deck.
This goes on my actual deck now, or am I switching it?
Yep,
Okay.
on the bottom.
Get that stuff out of it.
Set Cat. Sack token. Sack altar.
Wasn't sure if you'd be wild enough to leave it in.
Kage that
It's a one-off. It's like, yeah.
I know.
Yep.
You want to cut?
Leaves 1 mana for.
So there's a weird play line now.
That's incorrect. It's incorrect though.
So he calls a stone, plays a death scythe. Mill 2.
Yeah.
But he,
Modes are
does,
going
no,
to
he does
be.
have Sephiroth. He has Sephiroth. Never mind. He has Sephiroth,
Yeah, he
so
has
that
a
won't work.
Sephiroth, so it won't work because of the. Yeah. Turn 0.
It's underpowered. Don't worry, you're safe.
Yeah, remember I had the word that said you can play strange.
Yeah. Because Jeremy has to get back, it sounds like. I just worded it wrong when I was saying it, I think.
I guess
So-
I
No,
do.
You don't have to.
But it's just
You don't have to?
The only reason we know it doesn't work like that
Okay. It
is.
specifically says search, but okay. Doesn't say you may search.
So here's a Sigurd.
That's why I was curious,
There
but
he
that's
is.
fine.
The boy.
I'm
Goes
turn 0.
maybe
I
fetch or
can't win.
something. Or
sorry.
So,
scoops it up.
yep, Steven is the winner of the GP Collinsville. I
Yep.
do apologize. We're gonna have to pack it up, guys.
Don't forget
No
about
interviews
Faust.
after this. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing
I
anymore.
know what you know. Like,
Congratulations, Stephen, for winning Collinsville.
Yep. Dark Alice.
Thank you, Andrew Vatland,
Dark Alice.
No.
You're
Oh,
not
you can't get it back.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know that.
standing up here.
That was
with
game
me,
1. That's why I was sitting there
sitting
forever.
here
Like,
talking
couldn't
through
do
this
shit.
entire-
Yeah.
That's what
I actually
Alter
think that I was
matchup.
supposed to, instead of attack him for 2, attack the
least one of
Athenian.
us
Yeah,
will
Lose my
yeah.
Dark Alice.
I know the gist of it. I know what some play lands are, but obviously there's better players than me. So.
Okay, so
You know more than I do, so
Oh
it
god.
was.
Please, Ken, don't do that.
No, yeah.
Thank you to everybody who was running the event. Thank you to everybody who was watching. Thank you, Jason, for
now we're
letting me
drive
sit
back
up here
home.
for all this time and talk to you guys. I hope to see you guys at the next Grand Prix, whenever that is.
Supposedly it's Texas,
Supposedly
but it might
Texas.
get canceled because Texas might go on lockdown.
Yeah,
So what was
we'll
the
just keep
last
yours to the ground, become
game
Texas.
two? What
again.
happened?
If not, go to Minnesota.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye, guys.
I can't read any cards.